NDC enyim MPP tebese ho no bia mfa ne ho hyemu na ye kase ye ba wo area na se yan ye kase ne ye district sanitation day a bia de ho ba hyemu na na wo se na yaye in the coming days no the sanitation bylaws no we are going to strictly enforce it. Meanwhile, the chief of Erutu Adawokwa and some opinion leaders have commended the DCE, Halala Nyamiche, and MP Isela Tete for responding to their concerns. So, I'm kind of ball and check. Better 30 years in now, ya saying get free, but ya na samba, ya na samba. Now, at the Hoa Betum and then ye DC and ye MP Gizella. Now, Namia ya drum, now Abaya Momukan say, they can say better or once. Emeka Jensen Nyamisha no nyamema na woni se na adwumapa na oda start no se adwumapa no de nyamema na woni na ntumi mfa nkone ni isu ben nti nkofo fa bola no su wese wo ye nyama ye udu bola na ti o mu so nkofo mu smoki wo mbo o man no de we so wo kro no mu ni ti se senti ni tu da mu na afa kro no mu da ma na mo fra wan pe fun o mu ni na yare oha we ba ni se edu krom ndi yare bakronim ndi eda MP na DC na assembly fo nyina ase so mo aboy man na yeju bola we ndi bola nba na che bedu be 100 years dey bedu. For details of these stories and more, kindly log on to metrotvonline.com. My name is Gotalois Achifekwaku, and this is from the region. Na meka say bibia efre brofo kasa mo resilience ewiase enyoma timisi te say ye wo ho a COVID-19 baye echire Russia-Ukraine war wo ho na bibia ba se wa ma usika semu anye den sa nyoma ne ba na ama economy na bofom enti ya stability ye ye pese ye ma yesika sem ye den economy ne ye den se ne be ya se hwan ni hwan na kontokwa se hwan na kontokwa ye economy no benya honden na etimi astande sa shock no na mi wogidie se enyoma ya toto no sa afi ba kuin ama ya economy na enya honden enti war ya Israel ni Iran ni hwan mo kuin nyame adom nti ya economy no ebetimi agina misu wa hapa na mi huwa anka no wa chede no maji misika badan the Tiaga, you're begging for. You may, Namudia woman ya kama Gamame misu wa hapa na mi huwa anka no watch it here no maji misika badan no with that meaning so when you are but ya mpesa ya baba ga chu so akwanti badan binana na chiko ko kwa disa mikaba ya chimya meme madam oh First for you 40 million, 42 million. Now for 50 million, 25 million.
and this is a Mayano, Yajado, Yanobium, Wakwano, so Yaki, the first year 4 years in the quote for them 43. Woko na mekodia, and I'm 43 years. I have an India, Abamisumia, Mekodia, Nam 43 years. And then my third was and Fian and Yeska. The only fear for a mammy, when yes, come in the year after grand. There's enough to see I say. It's one first camera. First camera. One form of Mantinafia, the Bethia Mantinafia, the year for that and nine the goose. Come on, me plan about four. But covers, let me take you covers. And there were weavers. The shaman nanano. The semi money need to be having nanano. It won't share or mocha. Only a phone, only Coco Sicani. The never been third room, never been third Yanindi, never been sharing nanano.
Speaker, Right, Mr. Speaker, I take for granted the fact that this report made provision for environmental issues in the contract area, and indeed stated that the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, will be required to issue an environmental permit before any operations can take place. But Mr. Speaker, in my view, the environmental provisions in the agreement are not adequate. Lithium production has significant negative footprint. The key environmental issues relate to water contamination, soil degradation and pollution, waste generation, even e-waste. The footprint is quite colossal wherever lithium is being produced. But environmental permit really, Mr. Speaker,
government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moore, and it's always a pleasure to come your way. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, a day after Muslims around the world, well, Muslims in Ghana celebrated the Eid al-Fitr festival. Yesterday was the second holiday that was given to Muslims to be able to celebrate the day with their family and friends and loved ones, and we are grateful to the government of the day for this honor done us and for this favor done us. It's something that we've been pushing for a very long time, that we thought that Muslims in this country deserve a second holiday, and that has happened. And so regardless of which regime did it, we'd still be grateful to that regime, and they were grateful to the NDC government for the second holiday. But once again, we say Eid Mubarak. And may Allah accept our prayers and accept our ibadah, and also grant us long life and also prosperity to be able to see next year's Ramadan, and for that matter, another dose of another edition of Eid Fitr. My name once again is Mo Raudu. I want to say a big thanks to the loyal and cherished and valued viewers who wake up every morning at 7 a.m. or tune into the show at 7 a.m. to be able to watch us and consume the information that we churn out here. And also to our distinguished guests who make time or take time off their very, very busy schedule to join us on the show to discuss Ghana. We're grateful to them as well. And so I would want to say that big thanks to the Almighty God, Almighty Allah, for making it possible for us to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. So it's time for us to look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning. And I'll start with the Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic says big push prioritizes local contractors. And it says 490,000 jobs targeted under infrastructure drive. That's according to the roads minister. There's first Farmer Services Center starts. Strategic national investment in agriculture begins. President Mahama declares at sword cutting ceremony. EMP donates $5 million to Black Stars. Fundraiser mobilizes $11.5 million. That's 13.97 million cedis. There's forest must drive economic transformation. Lands Minister declares a Tree for Life initiative launch. The Ghanaian Times this morning says EMP invests $1.2 billion in Damai Takwa mines, dispatches heavy-duty equipment to site. Second edition of Tree for Life reforestation initiative launched. There's a big push projects target local contractors. There's Protect Rivers Now or face water crisis. Daily Guide says that deepening stakeholder engagement, Baumia directs minority. There's a IEA, Chamber of Commerce and Industry, back EMP, Damang Mine acquisition. Let's protect Muslim-Christian harmony, according to Mahama. A big push targets local contractors. The New Republic this morning is reporting the signs of the coming Armageddon. Gen Z is abandoning MPP's registration process as Grey's queue. Another breakaway looms in MPP. And there's also President takes reparations fight to UN. Bahamas Tree Initiative plans 30 million. And there's also Agrada returns to pulpit with prison testimony. The Daily Guide, MPP support declines to 25% as NDC gains grounds in latest tracking poll, according to the Global Info Analytics. There's also 5 million donation makes EMP headline sponsor of Black Stars. Bahama cuts sword for first Farmer Services Center in Afram Plains to boost modern agriculture. There's Gold Board has been crowned State-Owned Enterprise of the Year. Engineers and planners. There's a picture of the Chief Executive Officer of the company. That's Ibrahim Mahama right there. Okay. So let me go online and look at what the. Let me also look at what the other papers are reporting. For instance, the Daily Searchlight this morning says MIIF troubles, IGP petitioned. There's a Daming and Partners file misconduct petition against police officer, and there's a State House to host final funeral rites for victims of Tema microlight crash. Financial discipline under scrutiny as Ghana's education institutions rank among poorest in compliance audit. Lawyer Derek Edujinfi authors seminal book on Ghana's Evidence Act. Ghana Water Limited calls for collective action on water sustainability as World Water Day 2026 is marked. And there's healthcare system under strain as Kolibut doctors sound alarm over emergency unit crisis. The Business and Financial Times is reporting this morning that TOR ranks second in national 100+ PFM compliance table. Producer inflation slows to 1.4% in February 2026. And there's also Safe Water Network hosts 2026 Beyond the Pipe Forum. Why inflation may not spiral like in the last crisis. Producer inflation slows to 1.4% in February 2026, and BOG unveils comprehensive microfinance sector reforms, increase capital requirements to 100 million cedis. So when you go online, you go to My Joe Online, you have produce tomatoes in 90 days or step aside. Fabak fires warning at a Greek minister. There's Defense Chief calls for renewed discipline to strengthen Ghana Armed Forces. Education sector among weakest in public financial management compliance. I go to City Newsroom. Now, There's Al Sharpton backs Mohammed's UN initiative on slave trade. There's Catholic bishops file affidavits in Wesley Girls' religious rights case. There's Middle East crisis, city performance mitigating higher fuel price hike, according to PHTC. DVLA MTTD to crack down on expired DV plates from March 2024. Let me go to Metro TV online.com. I saw NPP's 2024 defeat coming, according to Beatrice Xiao. Asamoah Gyan reflects on his historic World Cup legacy. There's my party ignored public concerns ahead of 2024 elections. The NPP's Beatrice Xiao. And there's Black Stars begin Austria clash preparations with 21 players. Trump postpones military strikes on Iranian power plants to 5 days. Ghana Web this morning is reporting that Fifi Kwete drops a cryptic message and rumors of Zaneto's appointment. There's a jury orders Cosby to pay $19 million to ex-waitress after finding he abused her in 1972. The colonial DNA of the African states comes to the picture of High Life legend Ben Braco. His picture is there. I think that is there's an article on him, you know. Yeah. Investor demand falls in latest Ghana Treasury bills auction. There's Anto Semenyo joins Black Stars camp after Carabao Cup triumph. All right, so that's it for the newspaper and the online portal review. Please stay with us. My guests are here, and we will be introducing them shortly. Please don't go anywhere.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month.
Have you attained 45 years and older? Notice blood in your stool, a family history of cancer? Then don't wait to have a colonoscopy. Early detection of cancer and effective treatment save lives.
There are weak points in the development and spread of cancers of the large bowel that we have control over to stop, to reduce the incidence and deaths from these cancers. Achieving this success depends on you and me. We are fully prepared. What about you?
Visit Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center today or call us. Mintuba Hospital, First Ghana Colorectal Center, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties, choice of class.
From Accra to the world, Ghana Impact Summit has been the stage for ideas that transform communities. Year after year, we connect leaders, innovators, and change makers, amplifying voices, driving solutions, and unlocking opportunities for Ghana and beyond. The chairperson, Alex Esiedu, board chair of Impact Invest in Ghana, Amalate, CEO, Impact Invest in Ghana, Percival Ofuri Ampoma, General Manager, Venture Capital Trust Fund, and many other visionary leaders and speakers personally invite you to Ghana Impact Summit 2020. This year's summit brings together voices that inspire action and mobilizes change. Together, we champion innovation, finance, sustainability, and women's leadership, creating pathways for lasting change. This March, be part of the movement. Ghana Impact Summit 2026. Date 24th March 2026. Venue Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel, Accra. Time 8 a.m. prompt. Theme Scaling Impact, mobilizing local capital for locally led change. Ghana Impact Summit is hosted by Impact Investing Ghana with support from GSG Impact and the Africa Impact Investing Group. Strategic partners. Collaborating partners, media partners,
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcate. Happy smile.
Hey, Unia, new release niana. Kaya gum.
Ebitino, what's me new release? Me can wa assess fita mu hono. And na Turbotech Garages Limited. Akwafa besiesi amana aye nitia. Obiasa ye car mu no.
Accident car no na. Turbotech Garages Limited. Amana se gina ne naso sa no.
Me se wo. Wo mu akwafa broni fita engineer efra brochiraba. And wo check cars no. Na wo hunu ba bia fault krowo. And ho spare parts so wo de hyehyɛ. Afena si road. And so ho charges kakra bi o.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Wo ye general servicing. Ebini engine overhauling, engine tuning, oven spraying, general electrical works, air condition installation work, BM, upholstery, gearbox, make a day.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Apart from sir, car that wotimi ato, and now our Toma one was higher importation of cars and whose spare parts. If Rabutreba, Wokoto Kamawa, a free.
Ace, also what you call
Turbotech Garages Limited. Our La Paz Malam Road. After Bayard traffic light, wah. Bibiania for 0206 48 17 and 3 and now 0542 96 11 11. Website turbotechghana.com.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Hey, Kaya will be a Benyani.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Your car beauty and the power boosters.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friendly Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Come Tom Preko.
my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man swing, Nesanso Mama Hotel so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow, it is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Kwewu Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation. With special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Kwewu Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April 2026 at the Kwewu Convention Center in Praeso Hills. Go to www.kwewubusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Kwewu Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
All right, so you're watching Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. My guests are seated, and I will introduce them now so we can kickstart our conversation for the day. My name is Audu Moro, and so with us this morning is Theophilus Jimega. He's a private legal practitioner, so let's say he's a lawyer and also an engineer. He's an engineer of many things. Yes, civil engineer, water engineer, and then also
engineer.
Sorry?
Political engineer.
No, not that.
He's a political engineer.
Theophilus, you're what? You're a water engineer.
Civil, mining and water.
Civil, mining and water, yes.
And to tell you, I am a certified black belt, not a karate one. But
black belt?
Yes, it's a continuous improvement too. Yes, so you hear about total quality management, Lean Six Sigma, etc. And as at 2013, when we were certified, we were only 3 in Ghana.
Really?
Yes, I don't know the number now. Lean Six Sigma certified black belts are quite expensive to hire.
A certified black belt?
Yes, Lean Six Sigma black belt. So it is a total quality management. The purpose is to reduce waste in every system and work as much as possible to 99.999%.
You know, every time you come on this show,
yeah,
I learn something new about you. And for me, what it tells me is that you haven't told your story well.
Maybe one day.
Because you see, when you go on platform, you say, oh, he's a lawyer, he's an engineer. And then a conversation starts and ends. But we haven't really taken our time to explore who this Theophilus Jimega person is. And I think that perhaps at some point you may have to take that up.
Yes, we have
because I think, look, nobody can sing the song better than the original composer of the song.
I agree with you.
So I think that you ought to help us to get to know you a bit. You know, if it means that anytime you're going to a platform, you tell the presenter that, look, this is a little bio about me, read it. There's nothing wrong with that. We do that all the time. So that when you are commenting or you're submitting on an issue, people know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And not think that you're some, excuse my language, some ignoramus who is saying things that they don't even know. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
Aha.
I'm
And it's also
totally with
because, to some extent, you know, we don't have the best of standards when it comes to, you know, some people who are put out there to communicate for institutions and organizations and so on. And so if you have all these qualities and you are sitting on a media platform, I mean, especially a major media platform like this, and we really don't know where you're coming from, I think that you have done some disservice to yourself. You know, because every day
I agree with you. That's
Yes.
why one or two of my guys around me always say, stop them from this lawyer thing. It is everybody is
Yes.
aware. Let them
just
know.
Just a paragraph or two.
Yes, and you see, Lean Six Sigma, before you are certified, you should be able to execute projects that will bring a value of $5 million to the company.
Wow.
Yes, before you are certified. So I got my certification.
It means you have crossed that.
Yes,
threshold.
I've got my certification with Newmont on two
Wow.
projects that I did. And after I'm sure you are aware of black belts. Yes.
Yeah.
After the black belt, you go to master.
No, you
black
know,
belt.
usually black belts are popularly associated
with karate,
with martial arts.
Yes, it's the people who brought the idea.
Okay.
That came with they were karate guys.
Okay.
For example, if we say that, let's say we should be working at 99%, not 100%, that means for every 100 flights that will arrive, let's say at Kotoka, one will fail to arrive properly.
Yes.
And we are not working at that. We are working to almost all of them arriving well.
Yes.
So it means we are going beyond 99. So if we are, let's say, using childbirth, say, and we are working at 99, it means that for every delivery, we are losing 100 deliveries, we are losing one, which shouldn't be. Or if you are going to join, let's say, an aeroplane, and you are a bit fat, they will not remove the seats for you. You have to try and accommodate yourself into the seat. So
or buy a double seat.
Or buy a double seat. But you cannot continue buying a double seat.
Yeah.
So in effect, you will try to do something that will make you fit into the system. So, for example, the project I work on, the last project, changeover for shifts, could take as much as over an hour. Meanwhile, when you are planning that you are continuously working. So we took the data, analyzed the data and everything, and realized that there was a time changeover was like 27 minutes. So it means that is doable. So, but for you to understand, you need to walk the process, identify each step, the issues causing the delay in each step. So, for example, if you take, let's say, a typical mine, a mine is, let's say, moving from Circle to here. They have bus stops. But because they move and someone shouts, oh, we left Moro behind, then the bus stops. They pick Moro. Then when they get to maybe Nima police station, there's someone selling wache there. Then 5 people say, we need to buy wache. Then they add to that time. Then someone say, oh no, there's a pastor who used to preach. He's coming, let's wait for him. So a lot of things go in. When you go to the handover, that is when someone will say, oh, last night, how was your night? Instead of scrubbing the handover period so that it will be like, we go, you take the information, safety, production, time-wise, and you go on. So you do all those things, you map the process. By the time you finish, you see, a typical example I always give is when you go to buy wache. Much as is good, you see the talia here, the wache itself here, the macaroni here. You would have thought that you take the wache, you go to the talia, you go to the leaves, you go to the meat, and stew, and you go. But you go here, come back here, go here, come back here. If they synchronize it, you would have seen that a lot more people would have been saved, but we are okay with that system in any case. So, Lean Six Sigma, there are different levels. We have the white belt, which is the culture everybody needs to know. Then we have the blue belt, which you need for your teams. Then we have the green belt, which projects are less than 2.5 million. Then we have the black belt, 5 million plus, and the master black belt, who always train all the others. So, yes, I'm a certified black belt. I got it from Equity Institute in Colorado, in the USA, but sponsored by Newmont Gold. Yeah.
Okay. Let me also say that Alfred Kojo Thompson is also here with us. He's a banker, he's an accountant, he's a finance person, he's also an economist. But he's been communicating for the NPP for the longest time, for a very, very long time. But he also has an aspiration, he has an ambition, he has a dream. His dream is to become the national treasurer of the New Patriotic Party. He declared that intention, you can say like a month or so ago, here on this platform. I don't know what he said elsewhere, but that means I'm talking about my platform, which is declared it here. And ever since when he joins us, we try to gauge what has become of that dream in terms of where are we and whether he's still hopeful that he will be given the nod to become the national treasurer of the NPP. I still hold the view, though, that a position such as the national treasurer is a pretty technical position. You ought to have certain skills set, not just being to school and learn something, but you ought to come with some experience. You have handled finances, you've handled money before, you've seen it before, so that you don't get bamboozled when you see money and start chopping. Yes, you also have to have integrity. Yes, you ought to have integrity, and you have to have the creative and innovative abilities to be able to help your party to generate money. This one is not a razzmatazz kind of thing where people can just go and talk well. No, you've got to come with some proven track record, okay, in the area of finances and accounting and auditing and so on. And so I have said that when it comes to positions like the national treasurer, look for the person who has the best CV, interview the person and give the person a job to do. It's an advocacy that I've been championing for some time. And I just hope that any one of the political parties will take it up and say, look, there's everything that shows that you can do the job, come for an interview and then give the person a job. Even when it comes to communicating for the party, I'm still having been convinced that it's also a position that must be subjected to elections. No, if you can talk well, you speak sense, yeah, we have wisdom, come for an interview and then we'll give you the job as a political party. Everything we want to put into votes, everything we want to put to vote. And the thing about voting is that voting doesn't necessarily produce the best. Sometimes it just produces the most popular. If you are popular, you soft people as in things. That's it. You can win an elections.
Donald Trump.
You can be Zuku.
Oh,
yes.
That one, don't go
and
there.
Sometimes the very brilliant and intelligent people don't get the position. So we've got to have a hard-nosed look at some of these things. And, it's not a sentimental argument I'm making. I think I'm making a more rational argument. I think that the political parties have to look at this. But anyway, Alfred has things that have a point, but he also thinks that those who think that it's an elected position also have a point. So I don't know. Anyway, Alfred, it's good to see you. It's always a pleasure to have you join the show. Good morning, my brother. How are you?
Very well.
Yeah.
Very well. Greetings from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Okay. How is he doing?
Very well.
Is he in town?
He should be back this weekend, so I have to check.
Okay, because the last time we heard about him, he was in Saudi Arabia. He was doing Umrah. Yeah. Okay.
So
okay.
Now, so he needed some few days to rest.
Of course.
After the main elections, he didn't rest and he was up and down.
Okay.
Till he won convincingly his elections. So he needed that break to at least have some rest for himself, the wife, the family, be with the family a bit, because when you're into politics, most of the time you don't have time for your children and your wife and your family. So he needed a break to at least familiarize himself with the family and also get some rest before he starts his main journey. Even though my brothers at the other side, my brothers and sisters keep on asking, where is he, where is he, where is he? He needs rest, and we believe that we should give him that rest. And that's what he did now. And after that, he will come and start his work towards Victory 2028.
Right.
And I'm glad you are saying that sometimes the best brains are not given the nod. And we all know how good he is and how well he's placed. But unfortunately, he didn't get a nod in 2024. But we believe that Ghanaians have seen the difference, and in 2028, they are going to do the will of God, which will be the will of the people, because of what he brings on the table. and what assets he should leave for Ghana before one day he departs to his maker. I believe in him a lot.
Okay.
I've worked with him and I know what he stands for.
Okay.
He stands for truth, honesty, and determination, a focused person who believes that in whatever situation you find yourself in, especially in public service, the best you can do is to make sure that the people you are serving gets their due and you work for them, not for yourself. So I also believe in that principle, and I support him fully for that. Whatever we can do to give him the chance to prove himself beyond reasonable doubt, I believe that when Ghanaians give him the nod, he's not going to turn his back on them, like we are seeing today.
All right. So, Alfred,
yeah,
like we say, how the grounds?
Not bad. I've been doing my internal consultations. I'm still moving around. You know, because at the moment we are on the registration. Immediately after the registration, there will be the polling station elections. Then we carry it on until September when we do the national. So at the moment, you can't be 100% sure that those you are going to consult or those you are going to see now are fully going to be voted. At least we know that 80% will be there, or about 60 plus will be there. However, you still have to manage it in such a way that it doesn't become a spending spree for you, because once you do that, your budget will exceed its expectation, or what you are budgeting for. You would exceed it. So you need to manage the whole situation carefully and strategically, and that's what you are doing now. But consultations are still ongoing. People we need to talk to are still being done. Delegates that we need to talk to, we are also assessing the situation, those who are winnable and those who are not. We are looking at all that. What we want to do is to make sure that at the end of it all, like we did for the presidential, that made people see that, yes, we've done something good, we're going to do the same so the party comes back to its feet. Because after any election, the person who loses, you realize that even some of your people, when they are hanging flags in their car, if you are not careful, they'll even go and hang the opposite party's flag, because they want to be identified and they want to also be given the chance to get certain things. And definitely once you are in opposition, this is going to happen. So we expect some of these things. However, once you make your party very attractive, once you bring people back on board, once people see your worth that you have, they come on board and they come and help to make sure that you build a solid team. And that's what you are looking at. So I employ on everybody who has sympathy towards the party should register. You can do it online through the NPP channel. And then when you do the membership channel, NPP members, npp.org and everything, when you do that, you also have to pay your due so that you have a voice. Because we believe that when you contribute towards the growth of the party, your voice is also counted. And we want everybody to be counted, every well-meaning Ghanaian to be counted in whatever we are doing. It testifies in the last, 8 years that we empower, even though we had challenges. The basic thing you can talk about in the last 8 years is about the free SHS we give to every meaningful Ghanaian. Education is very key in every building of every society, and that is the most important thing we did for Ghanaians. The second thing was healthcare, which we started with the Agenda 111. We are praying that this government continues, because healthcare is very essential. And if you don't do it well, what you're going to cause is that you're going to cause a lot of commotion with your working populace, especially where now early in the morning they have to queue long lines, they have to stand there for more than 2 hours before they get even buses to go to work, and when they close, the same problem. That alone is a toll on their health, which is not good for the country. So we employ on them to set up and do the right thing so that our people will not fall ill and will not need to always run to the 70% to the hospital and 30% productivity. It won't help us.
All right. Thank you very much for your initial comments. But let me say that Discover MNC Group Global, your #1 partner in minerals and food commodities, trading, real estate development, and general logistics, procurement, management, consultancy, investment, advisory, import and export, with headquarters in East Legon, Accra, Ghana. MNC Group has offices in Dubai, Hong Kong, and Guangzhou in China, Johannesburg in South Africa, Virginia, United States of America. There's also Arezzo in Italy, and Hanover, that's in Germany. We connect markets that drive business growth with tailor-made solutions to meet your needs. Trust us to maximize your value in every deal. Reach us on MNC Group at mncgroup@gh.com or call 0302 998 246. So 0302 998 246 or 0265 505 337. 0265 505 337 or 056 103 2252. MNC Group, totally reliant. Let me also say that, right. Okay. I need to do this as quickly as I can. Okay. 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 All right. So the Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. The bank is hosting an international conference on the theme, a decade of enabling export, trade and industrial transformation, resetting Exim for the next frontier. It is happening from the 25th to the 26th of March 2026. So we're starting tomorrow to the 26th of March 2026. And tomorrow, the Good Morning Ghana program is going to come all the way from the Kempinski Gold Coast City Hotel, Accra, at 8 a.m. We'll bring you the views, interviews, interactions with some of the guests who will be joining us, the high-powered dignitaries that will be there. They will be joining us on the platform of Good Morning Ghana to talk about the importance of this milestone, 10 years. And the host for this for this conference is the Chief Executive Officer of GEXIM, talking about Sylvester Edina Mensah. He is the one who's going to be hosting us with the media and all other civil society organizations, and all the other guests will be joining him to launch and to mark this milestone. So the bank is hosting an international conference, and I've told you what the theme is. It's happening at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel, City Hotel, Accra, at 8 a.m. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will perform the official opening of the conference. The conference will bring together captains of industry, thought leaders, and decision makers in the global development finance ecosystem to deliberate on emerging issues in the development finance space. Call 020-854148. So 0208-541-4804 for enquiries, or visit www.eximbankghana.com/conference to register. And media partners are Daily Graphic, does Media General, City FM, Radio Gold, Channel 1 TV, and the Multimedia Group, and yours truly, Metro TV. And also, knowledge partners are IFC and SME Finance Forum. Okay, so we're not going to kickstart our conversation, but today the Good Morning Ghana program is in two parts. So there's this discussion part where we're looking what the newspapers are reporting this morning, and also the second part would be hosting the Communications and Technology Minister. I'm talking about the man, Mr. Samuel Nete George, who is the Sector Minister. He will be joining us to talk about his sector, but more specifically about the upcoming SIM re-registration exercise and all the issues that have greeted it. Some have accepted wholeheartedly the idea of us doing it for the third time. Some also saying it's needless, it's not necessary, we're tired. So he's coming here to give us the reasons why you shouldn't get tired, and that when the time comes, you'd have to participate in this exercise, in this registration exercise. So Samuel Nete George, remember that he's been on Good Morning Ghana several times, and of course duty calls, and so it's been difficult for him to come and do the pairing or the debate as he used to be in the past. And so he's now a sector minister, and so he's here to educate us and then to explain some government policies and so on and so forth. Anyway, so gentlemen, let me start with you, Theophilos. Now, I recall that your party had two flagship programs. One is the 24-hour economy, and the other one is the Big Push agenda, or the Big Push program. Now, we do know that, as the finance minister told us in the budget, the last year's budget, 2025-2026 budget, that some contractors were going to be awarded projects for them to kickstart the big push. And he tells us that some monies have been raised locally for this project. Apparently, these contractors have been given these projects, and the sector minister, Governance Agbodza, has been going around inspecting these projects. And I noticed that almost all the newspapers this morning are reporting about the updates, progress updates on these projects. So the Daily Graphic this morning says, a big push prioritizes local contractors. And it says 490,000 jobs targeted under infrastructure drive, according to Roads Minister. Kester Abraham Kranche of the Daily Graphic is reporting that the Minister of Roads and Highways, Kwame Governance Agbodza, has disclosed that the government's flagship Big Push infrastructure program is deliberately structured to prioritize Ghanaian contractors with the aim of strengthening local technical expertise to keep investment within the domestic economy. In an interview with the Daily Graphic, the Roads and Highways Minister explains that the program launched in 2025 represented one of the most ambitious road development efforts in the nation's history. He says history contracts worth more than 63 billion cedis awarded, estimated to create and or sustain 490,000 jobs across the built environment. Currently, 73 major road projects are underway across all 16 regions, covering over 1,700 kilometers. They include priority projects such as the Kumasi Outer Ring Road, the dualization of the Winneba Cape Coast Road, the Tamale Third Ring Road, and the construction of the Dambai Bridge in the Oti region. The Big Push is not just about building roads, it's deliberately designed to build Ghanaian capacity. He added that the government was placing serious emphasis on Ghanaian contractors and workers because we want to strengthen local technical expertise in the construction sector. This is about ensuring that the benefits of infrastructure development remain within our economy. The minister added that the local companies supplying cement, bitumen, or bitumen, as some will say, aggregates, transport, fabrication, and equipment services were experiencing increased demand as a result of the program. Now, Mr. Agbodza explained that in selecting contractors, priority was given to firms with proven track record, demonstrated capacity to mobilize quickly, proximity to project location, adequate financial strength, and equipment availability. When we select contractors, we look at who can deliver quality work within stipulated timelines. We give priority to those with the technical competence and operational readiness. This approach ensures that local firms grow stronger with each project. Mr. Agbodza explains that the program went beyond road construction to supporting economic growth and improving daily life across the country. Mr. Agbodza explains that the program went beyond road construction to supporting economic growth and improving daily life across the country. Better roads mean shorter travel times, safer journeys, easier access to markets, and stronger connections that support everyday economic life. For commuters, traders, and farmers across the country, these are not abstract benefits, they are tangible improvement that affects livelihoods, the Roads and Highways Minister has said. Now, he talks about transparency in procurement process. When asked about concerns raised regarding transparency and procurement process, Mr. Agbodza defended the approach taking under the program. All projects under the program have been duly approved by Parliament as part of multi-year expenditure commitment. All the procurement processes have been conducted with strict adherence to the Public Procurement Act and its accompanying regulations. Mr. Agbodza acknowledged that a mix of procurement methods were employed, including 50 projects issued under commitment authorization, 47 procured through single-source procurement, and 7 through restricted tendering processes. Additionally, 23 projects inherited from previous administrations where contractors were already on site were absorbed into the program. The use of restrictive tendering and sole sorting was not arbitrary. It was not necessitated by the agency to resume stalled works. It was necessitated by the agency to resume stalled works, prevent cost overruns due to delays, and deliver critical infrastructure within compressed timelines. These methods are explicitly permitted under procurement laws under conditions of urgency and national interest. Now, he talks about value for money. On whether the projects achieved value for money, the Roads and Highways Minister stated that an independent value for money assessment had been conducted, which confirmed that project costs were commensurate with scope and engineering requirements. He cautions against over-reliance on simplified metrics such as cost per kilometer without considering contextual factors. Now he says, and I quote him, each project was unique. Has unique characteristics. Costs are influenced by terrain and soil conditions, design specifications, traffic requirements, environmental and social considerations. Asphalt overlay, for example, is fundamentally different from full reconstruction from subgrade to asphalt surface, and projects involving bridges, interchanges, drainage systems, and urban utility relocations. The Roads and Highways Minister disclosed that Parliament approved 13.8 billion cedis for major road projects in 2025, while the 2026 budget allocated an additional 30 billion for strategic roads and bridges. So, Theophilus, it appears that you've moved into action.
I received 3 messages that the studio sound is off.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So they can't hear me?
Yes, so they can't hear you. I got from the first person, I thought he was using app.
Okay.
Then the second person says, lawyer, the studio sound is gone.
Someone has also just...
we can't hear Moro.
Right.
Someone said, lawyer, tell the host that we can't hear his voice.
Yes. In fact, there's a number of people have said, I'm just looking at my phone, yes. A number of people, okay, so I've seen about 10 messages.
Yes.
Yes, from Cherry's viewers who are saying that they can hardly hear me. So I guess that would have to go off for a few seconds so that the sound, the technical people can sort that out. So you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. We're taking just about a minute or two. Yes, yes, Alfred. Thank you very much, Alfred. So yes, we'll sort out the sounds and then we'll join you shortly.
The Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. Hooray! And to commemorate this milestone, the Ghana Exim Bank is hosting a 2-day international conference on the theme, A Decade of Enabling Export Trade and Industrial Transformation, Resetting GEXIM for the Next Frontier. The event takes place on the 25th to 26th of March at the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, 8 a.m. each day. President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will perform the official opening of the conference. Special guest and speaker, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosue-Jari, Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Conference host is Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank. For inquiries, call 0208-541-480 or visit eximbankghana.com/conference to register. Media partners, Daily Graphic, Media General, The Multimedia Group, City FM, Radio Gold and Channel 1 TV. And knowledge partners include IFC and SME Finance Forum.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties, choice of class.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
Hey buddy, it's me Azar.
Yeah, me now they see. Hey, you don't look fresh. Oh.
Hey.
With your label today, me.
Wait till you see what's inside me.
Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
Wabedum Tamasun J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwema Besisia Abozing. I can say no yakonati and the more drink woman. Hey, but I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji, Dabio, baby womb. Ready? Hey, baby womb. Ah, Eji, I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would I die? Why your funeral?
Say a Pesori insecticide GB ato a user. Ko pharmacy na shop biamu. Na mum say a pharmacy supermarket and a shop ra. Na repedudu etu akotonwa. Ono fra Royal Dutch and a Aerofield Trading. Efi spray wo dan wa. Chansima edonu ansa na era dan mu. Nkratui FDA ajatum.
When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow, it is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Pro Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation. With special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Pro Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April 2026 at the Kwewu Convention Center in Praeso Hills. Go to www.kwewubusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Kwewu Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
All right, so you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Al Dumoro. I'm here with Alfred Kojo Thompson, who's a member of the MPP's communications team. He's here with us. He's a chartered accountant. He's a banker as well. He's with us here. And then also, Mr. Theophilos. Sorry?
I'm still studying. I'm in charter.
Okay. You're still studying. Okay. Yet to charter as an accountant. So it's good that he clarifies and sets the record straight on that. He's yet to charter. Yes, but he's an accountant, not a chartered one as yet. Theophilos Zimega is here. He's a man of many parts. If I start, I'm not going to end now. He's just added one. He says he's a black belt holder.
No karate.
Unbelievable. Not in the karate or martial arts, but in terms of system building and perfecting it. That's implicit. I hope I got it right. Perfecting systems.
Perfect, yes.
And there's just, at his last count, there's just 3 of them in Ghana. Just 3 of them. That's a big wow. Anyway.
So you'll be the first in the political black belt holding.
I'm sure. I'm not sure he's done that.
Ask him.
He's done that research. Anyway, because we don't have all day today, so let's
you do this.
Okay, more. Leave Kojo.
All right, so big push.
But check your messages again.
Okay.
Anyway.
Really? There's still a problem with sound.
As you said,
there's actually a TV in all our offices, and it's clear.
It's all coming.
So there must be something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Are they watching at your headquarters?
Okay. Anyway, so if you have a specific problem, please let us know where you're watching us from, whether it's on TV, whether it's online, so that we know exactly what the problem is. Because the fact, the people who told us that at some point we went off are also now telling us that we're back on and they can hear us loud and clear. So please tell us what specifically your problem is, where you're watching us from, and where you are watching us on, which is at the TV. Or online. It's extremely important. So why are you prioritizing local contractors, and why are you so sourcing these contracts and in some cases giving them unrestricted tender? How do you convince us that these projects you're giving us has value for money? So 3 questions in one. Please help us with these answers to these questions.
Yeah, Moro. A quick one. I want to discuss EMP with a minute.
Okay.
Engineers and planners.
What about them?
Over the past week, there had been issues about engineers and planners taking over the Takwa Damai mine.
Yes.
Moro, this application to take over the mine started way back before the current NDC dispensation. Indeed, engineers and planners had been a very big Ghanaian local contractor. They have been contractors for Goldfields Ghana Limited, which was operating the mine as the mine. And to talk about institutional and local knowledge, there's no other company better than engineers and planners. Indeed, we have Rockshore, we have BCM, and we have engineers and planners. And engineers and planners among them had been the bigger one. Currently, when Goldfield said they were exiting, engineers and planners made the application to say that, we'll be ready to take over. If they had allowed a fallow period, it would have meant that people would have been laid off, people would have taken over the mines by themselves, etc. What better way to encourage local Ghanaians or local entrepreneurs in our system than something like this? I listened to a video recently where, he started way back under Sam Jonah, where Sam Jonah was his mentor, etc. So I think that let's have a bit of hands off. Recently, they've just invested heavily. They've deployed over 30 heavy-duty machines. They've cleared them, and they're on their way to Takwa Damai mines. I feel that as a mining engineer myself, you will come to it. As a mining engineer myself, I feel that we should celebrate such a thing and encourage the likes, another group of Ibrahim Mahama to come in the future so that we have local people competing in the mine. Previously, you only have AMS, African Mining Services, etc., doing this mining. But now we have local guys. So please, hands off. Let's encourage Ibrahim Mahama and the likes that are doing local jobs in the mining sector. We are coming to Big Push. You ask a very important question. You see, Big Push is one of our flagship programs. And if certain steps are not taken, Big Push, the benefits of Big Push cannot be achieved before 2028. Now, some of the projects that NDC has repackaged as Big Push were awarded under MPP, were abandoned, and sometimes money is paid, and contractors are offsite. Currently, only 34% of the contracts are sole source. Only 34. And as you read rightly, some of the things that were used included the ability to mobilize onto site quickly, institutional knowledge, ability to deliver within time, and also the ability to have the financial backing to be able to deliver. We are in this country where we were told that contracts were awarded in no mean person's area than the current flag bearer of the MPP's area. Payments were made and the work was not done. Now, this current Big Push has another thing, value for money. And the value for money office which is being established is very, very important. That is why the shout or the call by the minority that the value for money office is not needed is a bit uncalled for. Value for money office is in the US, Office of Accountability. In the UK, we have National Audit Office. In Canada, we have Value for Money Manual Office. And they all use that. Currently, contracts will not be duplicated. Payments will not be duplicated. Payments will only be made upon verification that the work has actually been done and all the steps taken and audited. That is when payment will be done. Now, I also heard somewhere that why is it that we are doing sole sourcing and restricted tendering? Now, you see, some of the restricted tendering, the people are already on site. They are already doing the work. They were not being paid. They had abandoned. And they had already signed a contract to deliver the work. So instead of repackaging it and leaving it out and bringing everybody in, why don't you sit down with the people, have the negotiation with them, and give them back the contract which they were working with the assurance that payments will be made and make the previous payments so that the work will be done properly. That is one of the things that has come in. Now, Moro, just a second. Give me a second. Let me also address one of the things you raised. Now, project cost.
Yes.
Project cost.
I asked you 3 questions. One was, what is the thinking, or why have you prioritized local contractors? Number 2, why have you sole sourced most of these local contractors? In some cases, you've done restricted tendering. That's my second question. My third question is that, how do you convince us that these sole sourced contractors, or these contractors that you have employed through restricted or selected through restricted tendering, will give us value for money? What are some of the systems you've put in place to make sure that if we're giving you 10,000 cedis, you're doing 10,000 Ghana cedis job, and not give you 10,000 when you're doing 3,000 Ghana cedis job? That's for me. Those are the 3 quick questions that I need you to address for me.
Number 2, I think I've addressed the sole sourcing bit.
Okay.
And,
yes.
Number 2, you were asking why local contractors.
Why local contractors?
Yes, we want to build the capacity of local contractors to be able to compete effectively with the foreign entities. That is number 1. Then number 2, also to make sure that some of the monies that are made, the profits made from these projects are reinvested in the country. Number 3, so that we get jobs for our own people. That is one of the reasons. Then you also notice that some of the lots were broken into parts so that several contractors will be on one lot or one stretch of the road, so that work will be done quickly. Also, the local contractors should be able to mobilize quicker than somebody coming from outside the country who will take a long mobilization period between wherever the person is and mobilizing in Ghana. I also have something here to also tell you. Now, you see, if we delay the projects, it will mean that there will be delay in costs. Costs will be escalated. Then Ghanaians will continue with the economic hardship. Now, there are days, almost every day, you hear somewhere, come and do our road. You are delaying our road. If you don't do our road, there will be demonstration. Now we said that let us divide the roads into lots, so that once one person starts A to B, another is starting B to C, so that by 2028, even with the way we have done it, some of the contracts will not be finished before 2028. Some will enter into 2029. You also ask, what are the value for money how can we convince Ghanaians that
there's value for money?
There's value for money. Now, I want to address that quickly here.
Okay.
Now, the value for money has been carried out on, value for money audit has been carried out on every project that is being contracted out.
Okay.
Every project, to make sure that there is no duplication, to make sure that there's fair contractual value, to make sure that no amount is paid without work being done. Those are some of the things that have been put in place. And you mentioned something there that there should be commitment before contracts are made.
Yes.
It is also all captured in the value for money audit, value for money office that is being done. So in future, you don't sign a contract without having the commitment from the Ministry of Finance that there are funds available to pay for the project before you go on and start to execute the project. In future, if you do that, perhaps you have to dig into your pocket to pay for the project yourself. So currently, what is going to happen is that every lot that is being outsourced or that is being contracted out, there has to be commitment from the Ministry of Finance that money is available for you before you execute the job.
Commitment certificate.
Yes. No, there should be a commitment from the ministry,
from the ministry. Okay.
that we have the funds. So you don't just go to say that, oh, between Metro TV and TV3, we need to do that road, so contractor come start work. No, that is not it. You also ask a question that, you see, a significant number of the projects that were inherited were stalled. Big Push is reviving them, giving them back to the contractors, bringing in more local contractors to achieve efficiency and effectiveness and get the work done. Unfortunately, it appears that the Big Push is rather pushing some people out. So they are worried now. I've also noticed there was a Facebook post by, what is the name? Manasseh's group, the fourth estate. I mean, go and read the comments under. People were asking various questions. People say, hey, hold on. Jobs are being done. The question we should ask is, if you remember when Nana Akufo-Addo took office in 2017, they stalled a number of projects that they were doing auditing. In the end, nothing came out. This time, we are not only allowing the projects to finish before the auditing to make sure that there is value for money is being done before the contract is signed. That is what we are promising Ghanaians now.
Educate us on something. Is it the minister who does the value for money analysis, or is the PPA?
No, previous. Now the ministry. The ministry is doing it.
Okay.
Yes. The PPA has its own terms.
Okay.
You see, the reason why we need this value for money office is that someone has just told me it's called commitment authorization.
Yes, that's what I was referring to.
Commitment authorization.
I was going to say authorization certificate. So
yes, commitment authorization. Someone said I should alert you commitment authorization.
Yes.
Now, you see, previously we have the PPA, we have the audit service, we have Ministry of Finance, all of them. Sometimes the communication will not go on in between them. That's why we have duplication of some of these things. Now we are going to have a value for money office that will sort of coordinate between all these organizations that I'm talking about. So to make sure that there is strict cost control. So you don't override your budget and come back and say, I've overridden my budget by so and so amount, so pay me. No, that we don't want to. Then payments are also tied to work done, strictly. Not that someone says that we expect work to be done here, or it is expected that work is done somewhere, so you should make payment. Then finally, the contractual terms are such that you don't go to site and you tie us that if we don't give you certain conditions, you can walk out, as it has happened in the Wale Wale situation. So those are some of the things that we have put in place to make sure that there is proper value for money and there's a detailed value for money assessment before these things the contracts are given out, so that there will no work overrun, no contract overrun, costs are reigning, strict time controls. And in order to beat the time, that is one reason why the work has been broken down into pieces for several contractors to work on one lot. I'll try and get you one. There is, for example, the Atimpoku to Aplau Road. It has been broken down for a number of contractors to work on, so that they will be able to achieve and deliver quickly. And remember, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's term only ends 2028. So, if possible...
Or 2029 January.
Well, 2029 January.
January,
yes, by then, but then it will be difficult really working. Yes. So
You're
the
not talking-
commitment
you're
he has
talking
made
in terms of
to
the reality.
yes, the commitment he has made to Ghanaians, we want to deliver. That is it.
Okay. Alfred.
Is he done?
Yes, he's done.
Oh, okay.
I noticed that when Theophilus was submitting on the matter, you felt very happy and proud because it looks like you associate with almost everything he said. We are fixing our roads. Aren't you happy that we're fixing our roads?
Moro.
Alfred.
Everybody will be happy when the roads are good.
Okay.
When Nanado was fixing roads, they were laughing at us. They mocked us. They called us so many names. But we kept quiet and we focused. Over 11,000 kilometers of roads in Ghana were fixed under the NPP government, under Nana. 11,000 kilometers. Check his last solar.
Okay.
And you'll get it. But before I go on that, he was talking about big push and that we should take our hands off.
Now this 11,000, this 11,000 you're talking about, because I recall this matter has come up several times.
Let me just finish the EMP.
Okay, sure. That's fine.
Is it EMP they call it Ibrahim's company?
Engineers and planners.
So EMP.
Yes, EMP.
EMP. He's got a big push. He was able to buy is it Black Gold or Black Volta?
It's a Black Volta.
Black Volta.
Black Volta, yes.
Okay. And the same thing he's doing with the Diamond Mines.
In Takwa.
In Takwa. And it should go on record for my brother to note that the Diamond Mines was not approved or bought under the NPP government. They asked the government to give them a no objection letter for them to be able to talk to Goldfields to negotiate and see whether they could acquire that place. And the government said, well, if you want to do something like that, why not? No objection. That doesn't mean that they've given you the authorization that yes, you bought it. So they should stop twinkling and dwindling people's minds with that. There's a difference between no objection and that under NPP, this thing was bought. It's now being negotiated to be bought. Under the new initiative, you've seen the brother acquire a bigger jet, which is a big push. So with the big push, he's doing very well.
Yeah, but the big push has nothing to do with jet.
No, I'm giving him that. I mean, big push is happening. It's happening in the country, and the brother is also having a big push in his business, isn't he? If you are getting Diamond Mines and you are getting Black Volta, isn't it a big push for your company?
Are you suggesting that?
I am saying that the company is getting a big push in business, which is good.
But that's what
it's good for us.
That's what every government must do. Hello.
Moro.
Okay. All right. I'm listening.
Can't I say that is good?
Okay.
It's good. You are getting. If you are sitting here, you get a big push to go and speak on BBC.
I'll be happy.
Every Friday. Won't you be happy?
Yes, I'll be happy.
It's a big push. Yes. And if I am in government and I'm in control and I can do that for you and I do it for you, isn't it a big push?
Let me wish you success.
Thank you very much.
National treasure.
Now we come into sanitary pads. A government who in 2025 invested 292.4 million Ghana cedis to buy sanitary pads and distribute. 2026 invested another 294 Ghana cedis, making a total of 584 million Ghana cedis in big push. In sanitary pads alone in 2 years. When you transfer it into dollar terms, that is $54 million. Even 292 million Ghana cedis, half of it can build a factory. That is what we want to see. That local people have been given that capacity to build a factory. And out of that law, they could have been deducted year-on-year basis or month-on-month basis for them to build and have that capacity. But we rather take $54 million to buy sanitary pads and share. How many are we?
What's the source of this information?
Go and check.
Where? Which document?
I did my homework. Go and check.
No, if you see.
Moro,
you see,
just help
I'm
us.
sure before
you can even Google it. You can even Google it.
I'm sure before
even in Parliament, you get all these figures there.
So you got
even
it from
in Parliament.
You got it from Parliament.
I said even in Parliament, they announced it. Didn't it come out?
Okay.
Didn't the Otafo MP bring it out?
Okay.
So what are we talking about as if we don't know?
You know it's been contested.
Oh.
Dr. Park
was it true that they spent or they didn't spend? Go and check the ministry's budget.
Dr. Park called into this
show. Go and check the ministry's budget.
And corrected that.
That is how much?
Okay, you go ahead. You go ahead.
He should call today and tell us the right figure. Whether 292 is not right.
All right.
Now we come to public debts. And I'm building a case on all these things.
Right.
When Rawlings was leaving office, and in dollar terms, I'm quoting in dollar terms, he left a total debt in 2000 of $7.1 billion. Kufuor picked it up, took some loans, paid off, and left it at $8 billion in 2008. President Mills came in, took some loans, paid off and things, and left, unfortunately. Then Mahama took over. From 8.8 billion in 2008, when he was leaving office, the total public debt was 29.2 billion in 2016. Akufo-Addo took over and he added another 20 billion, paid some off, and everything that went on, up to 49.38 billion. As we sit here, at the end of last year, our total public debt is at 61.3 billion. That makes it, we've added a whopping 11.93 billion of debt to our destiny. When my brother was speaking, I heard him saying that the sole sourcing that has gone into this thing was 34. Am I right?
The big push.
The big push, sole sourcing. Is it 34 you said?
34 what?
34 sole sourcing for the road contracts.
Percent.
34% or 34 sole sourcing contracts.
Percent.
Let's be. Oh.
I use percent.
I didn't hear percent.
Okay, I'm telling you, I use percent.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, when you go to the fourth estate, they told us that sole sourcing alone, when they investigated, was 81.
81 what?
81 sole sourced contracts, road contracts.
Oh, okay.
The minister is telling that us it's only 47. Where is the truth in here? Because 47 and 81 are huge. It's a huge difference. About double what the minister is telling us. And I'm really scared. Because with a whooping 11.9 billion, it means that there are a lot of things going through. Now, he said that he was building capacity. Isn't that why he was giving the roads to local? Meanwhile, he said in selecting contractors, they were looking at your quality, that is capacity, technical competence, and mobilization. Is that building capacity?
Oh.
Because when you are building capacity, you can bring people together who have the technical know-how, but they don't have the funding to do that and build their capacity to do some of these things. That is what we call the big push. And that is how we can build our local people. But you don't tell me in one hand that, oh, don't worry, I'm doing this, I'm building these people. And in the second hand, you go and sit behind closed doors and select those you feel that they are aligned to me. So let me give it to them and tell them that, oh, I was building capacity. That's why I did that. You know, let's be truthful in power.
How do you know these contracts that were selected were aligned to the government? How do you know?
Oh.
So you see, if you say this, then you tell me.
If you are doing sole sourcing.
Mima. Sole sourcing doesn't mean the person is necessarily aligned to you. I would have thought that you come with further and better particulars and say, listen, I have a list of all the... I have the list of the contractors.
You know, the time I woke up to do some of these things.
No, it's okay. I know you're a very good researcher.
So I'll give you the names, the list of people I believe they are on my next.
The reason why I'm always happy to ask you these questions because I know who you are. Because I know you're very big on research. You're just like that. You know. So if it was somebody else, I can't be bothered. But you are scrutinized because you are the next national treasurer for your party. And I know that your integrity matters to you a lot because you're going to be occupying a very sensitive position. Yes, because you're my very good friend. So I'm saying that if you came to me today and you said, look, I have seen the companies.
Okay, let me put in the word here before. Let me put in the word here before next time I bring you the list. Right now it's alleged.
Okay.
Right now it's alleged. So we can go on.
We can manage that.
Yes, it's alleged. So let's move on with that so that I can. So that you don't take my time. I'm a will be an hand, which means that our people are suffering. I'm happy they've come out themselves to say that 23 are inherited projects, which they are doing. 7 restrictive tendering. and 50 are commitment authorization. How they are carving that word into the road construction, I don't understand. Because I don't know whether this commitment authorization is coming from the Ministry of Finance or is coming from the Ministry of Roads and Highways. Because these are two different agencies. And I know under most ministries, they have their commitments and authorization, the bureau and things that we also do some of these checks and balances. But one wouldn't have spoken about all this if, and only if, during their time in opposition, barely 14 months ago, they were castigating, pushing, and shouting that sole sourcing is thievery and it's about giving jobs to your own people. And that is why I came with that statement that, it's their own people that they are giving the jobs to. Because they made us believe, they make Ghanaians believe and understand that when they are doing sole sourcing, they are giving their jobs to their cronies. So if you say that within MPP time, they were giving sole sourcing jobs to cronies, then that is what you've made us see that you are doing now. And 81 sole source contracts. It's quite scary. 81 sole sourced in 7 months with a whopping 73 billion Ghana cedis. That is going into that sector. We need to get worried, especially where within 1 year they've borrowed $11.9 billion. We need to be worried because these are the same people who are shouting 133, 133, 133, Agenda 24-hour economy. We are not seeing anything. They are not giving their jobs out. They were sacking people and employing their people there. They are now telling us that in 2025 alone, millions of Ghana cedis were borrowed to even pay the wages. True or false? Unless that one true, I'm lying so that I can use alleged and bring you the proof. Millions of Ghana cedis were used in paying wages, compensation. Atufossi himself said it. However, quite recently, after going to borrow to pay compensation, they are employing 5,000 into the security service, less military, and have increased that amount to 10,000. You remember, it was here that I stated that they should tell us where they are going to get the money from to pay the people.
Yeah.
Because it's quite scary.
And it's a valid question.
It's quite scary that you are borrowing to pay wages and you are still employing over 10,000 people into the security services, where especially teachers have not been paid for over 14 months.
Seriously?
Teachers. New teachers have not been paid for over 14 months. You think it's not scary? We don't respect teachers, so if they are not paid, we don't care. Imagine a young person who has graduated and is now a full-blown teacher who has been sent to Tamale or Wale, as you said, from Accra, Ghana. Doesn't know anybody there, doesn't know anyone, and is supposed to go and pay rent, look for a place to stay. How will he pay his rent? How will he feed himself? How will he buy clothing? How will he get the necessities to do what he has to do? And you sit down and tell me that, it's okay. Like, seriously? You think people are not suffering for this? Nurses are getting their jobs and they are not being paid. New nurses are being on payroll and they are not being paid. And you think they shouldn't worry? I beg to differ. We need to take this country seriously. Because what is happening now, if you are not careful, there's going to be a breakdown. That is what they did with the banking sector. And we had to come and clean all those up. And after cleaning up, we had all these other challenges that came to hit us, which we couldn't stabilize things very well before leaving. But it was coming down gradually. They are starting the same thing. 4 years down the line, do you know what or how this country will be when we don't know where we are getting money from to pay workers, to pay security services? Over 10,000 security services. We don't know how we are going to create this and pay them. But we said that, don't worry, we will borrow and pay. 4 years, if we borrow and pay for them, where are we heading to? These are questions we should be asking this government. And we expect them to give us answers. They shouldn't take us that, because, you are on the other side. We are asking for Ghanaians. Because I can't see my brother or my sister or a friend or someone who is in the security service to go and work for the police and he's not getting wages, or they have to go and borrow and pay him, and the wages could be delayed, what could he do with the ammunition he's holding? What could he do with himself that he's standing in that service? He could stop cars by the roadside and say that, hey, it's scary. It's very scary. And every well-meaning Ghanaian should be worried. I expect Moro, you to be worried. I expect my brother, who is a black belt holder. And this is what they do. They scrutinize some of these things. You should be scrutinizing this and telling the president that, Mr. President, let's hold on with even the 5,000 and see how we can pay them before we increase it to the 10,000. Where they even want to do 40,000 before the end of the 2028. I'm worried for this country. It means that it's the status quo. Let's do what we want to do. They don't care. When it gets to our time and we walk out, they can vote us out and we are okay. We should be worried. Moro, I'm really scared for this country. And if you are not careful about how we handle our finances, we'll be in trouble very soon. We'll crash. Yeah. And when we are crashing, it will be so bad that it will be very difficult to hold the pieces together.
Okay. So I have
can I quickly, Moro, tell you, I don't know, you asked a simple question on Big Push.
Yes.
Then we were taken from sanitary parts to Ibrahim Mahama, then back to something, then back to something. It's interesting.
I talked about the loans. It's not something.
Yeah, and I mean, when we want to talk about the government that has left the biggest debt on this country, you don't have the moral right to even stand and listen to it, let alone talk about it.
20.8 billion.
You don't have. You promised us Gettysburg economy, and you brought us to Mugabe economy.
Economy you have crashed.
You brought us to. You promised when you were talking. I was so quiet. Learn it from me. When you finish, learn it from me. Yes, you promised us Gettysburg economy. Moving from Gettysburg economy to whatever. You are now talking about local capacity building. You talk about the fact that they are being selected based on their capacity. Capacity is not static. You that you are here, you just told us that you are yet to charter. It means you are in the process of chartering. Why don't you remain where you are? So they are building the capacity of them. Look, the survey work for the Big Push alone took over 7 months. The survey work took over 7 months to be done. Then you want us to now spread all the contracts. And when the economic activity depends on roads. If you had done the roads, I am happy you sort of, let me use my local language, you chalk him small. You chalk him small on the figures he was calling about the roads. That, for sure, raises an issue that needs to be debated. If you had done the roads that way, wouldn't have been where we are today. I think that sit back, get a cup of tea, enjoy the benefits of Big Push. Look, I believe that the agenda by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, being supported by my brother Kwame Govins Agboja, will deliver value for money. You are here talking about the fact that you are scared. We just saw a demonstration of nurses where one of them, they talk about the fact that some of your MPs promised them they were all over, they were not being paid. And those are being sorted out. And you are here talking about the fact that you are scared. Yes, I understand your apprehension. You are scared because when all these things are achieved, you have nothing to talk. Indeed, you told us that when you achieve everything, there's nothing else you'll be able to do. That is why you postpone some of the things you need to do so that Ghanaians will suffer, so that you say you do something else. My brother, let's come back home to Big Push. Okay. Let's come back home to the benefits of Big Push. Let's come back. You were talking about soul sourcing. Soul sourcing in itself isn't bad. Soul sourcing in itself isn't bad. Restricted tendering in itself isn't bad. But when those ones are the ones that you pick and they are cronies and are not able to deliver and there's no value for money, that is where we have problem. You here, if your firm is able to deliver on any of the roads and you have the capacity and the resources to deliver on any of the roads, you could have been given a sole source. Because we need to achieve and get our people happy. Instead of waiting that we are, as I said, 7 months, for surveying? How many months will it take for competitive tendering and bidding? How many months? And you are already telling us that we have spent some number of years already, we have not achieved so much. Then you want us to fold our hands to say that we are in. Let me tell you, check Nike, their logo. Their logo says, just do it. That is what we are doing now. We aren't going to wait for you to come tomorrow and say, hey, these guys promised us and they've not been able to deliver. The fourth estate, we understand the mischief they want to bring.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, we understand the mischief. Okay. When under you, Manasseh had to run away from this country. Okay. But we have given him everything. He can do all that he needs to do. But in the end, it will end with nothing. I believe in the integrity of Honorable the Governor Kwame Agboja. I believe in the integrity of the team he is leading. And I believe in the integrity of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Big push will deliver.
Okay. So let me just a quick one. So Kojo Tumbuafo, you know, anytime you come here,
as for him, there he always talk. My brother Marco.
So Kojo Tumbuafo says that, good morning, Moro. I'm very disappointed that you didn't chastise Alfred for his derogatory reference to the purchase and distribution of sanitary pads to the women of this country who needed it. Study after study have been conducted on the havoc that dysmenorrhea causes young women of school-going age in the rural areas. For Alfred and his usual Dangwa Buzia tradition, poo-poos this government's prioritizing of women's health is most alarming and disconcerting. Alfred, let's wait for the day you get pains when your menstrual cycle shows up and then come back to tell us whether women's sanitary health is important. Now, Kojo, to be fair to him, the argument he raised had nothing to do with the propriety or otherwise of the policy, or whether the policy was a good one or not. I think his issue was with some numbers that he had heard somebody say in Parliament, and he was repeating same here on this platform. And I said to him that those numbers have been challenged by Dr. Clement Appak, who's the Deputy Education Minister, because a few weeks ago, this matter came up in this studio, and I've forgotten who the person was, but the person was putting out all kinds of figures. And so Dr. Appak called into the show and said those figures are inaccurate, and then sought to correct what he believes was a deliberate attempt or deliberate effort to misinform the public. But I don't recall which number, but I do recall that he said a price of the sanitary pad, the price of sanitary pad was between 19 to 24 cedis, depending on who was supplying it. And yet, I recall that at the time, whoever was saying it in Parliament was saying it was at 45 cedis, and that somebody was involved in some chop-chop. And Dr. Clement said, no, there's nothing like that. It was between 19 to 24 cedis. So that's as far as what I recall Dr. Park saying, and saying that the numbers that were being bandied around was not correct. You know, so I was trying to draw Alfred's attention to that he must be careful with those figures that were said in Parliament, and that the Education Minister has said it's not true. Of course, we are open to anybody who says that we have documentations to sort of support the argument or the claim we're making that this is how much has been spent on the purchase of the item, which is the sanitary pad. Then we can have a conversation about that. At the moment, it's become the MPPs, of course, the minority, and some communicators claim against that of the Education Ministry. So it will be really helpful and useful if somebody brings us some hardcore documentations as basis for us to ascertain the veracity or otherwise of the claims that have been made. I think that that's very useful. But for now, it's about two people saying, it's about figures being thrown about. But as for whether the policy is a good one or not, he's not even had any take on that at all. So I just thought that we should set the record straight on that. So it's all the same thing. How does he know how many were supplied and who supplied it? They have kept making derogatory statements and comments about the supply of sanitary pads to women. Kojo, I can grant you that. Because we know the MPP's position on sanitary pads.
Build a factory.
Yes, you are saying that build it.
It's better with the amount involved.
But you see, you recall. But you see where Kojo, I guess, is coming from. It may not necessarily be based on what you've just said alone. But you recall the sorts of things that Sami Oku said in the past about sanitary pads, and his suspicion that what the sanitary pads were going to be used under John Mahama 1.
Okay.
Yes.
But you see,
I don't want to repeat them because I think it's
distasteful. For sanitary pads in 2025 alone, it comes to the figure I quoted. There's no missing. Don't
worry.
You see,
so don't try to. What I'm saying is
because you use the word how much a single one costs.
Yes,
I wasn't
yes,
working
yes.
about single
Yes,
one.
okay.
I was looking at the budget allocation.
Oh, for sanitary pads.
For sanitary pads.
But then there's no issue. I mean,
The
if, for
budget
instance,
allocation,
if
I'm
the,
saying-
if the government is committing more to buying sanitary pads, is
So
that
what
your
I'm
problem?
saying is that budget allocation, even
Okay.
half of it for 1 year, could build a big factory that
Oh,
could produce
that's the
sanitary
point you're
pads,
making. Okay,
create
okay.
employment.
So instead of spending so
But-
much
but-
money
but- but-
on buying,
yes,
but they are being sourced locally. Oh, they are not being
my
imported.
brother, who told you
But
that
but
all are
Moro,
locally
Moro,
sourced?
No, I'm told they are also sourced locally.
You are
let's
told.
let's
Have you seen?
Oh, you are right. So you have a point.
Moro, let's do a bit of politics.
Oh,
the
please,
amount of
let me
the amount.
let
Oh,
me
it's
come.
not
Let me-
yours.
I
The amount of
need
money,
to
the
read-
amount of money that we sank into the National Cathedral would
Yes.
have also built a number of factories.
Well, you also
could have also
you a
built
point
factory
there.
for
You
us
have a
here.
point there.
So go
Yes.
and remove that money and build the
I've
factory.
just
Then you say when you
received-
come, you do something about it. What have you done?
Alfred.
I've just received a message from Rafiq Mahama.
Okay.
Who's a special aide to Ibrahim Mahama.
Yeah.
Now, this is what Rafiq has just sent to me. I believe either he was monitoring or somebody may have drawn his attention to what was being said. He says, EMP's investment in heavy-duty mining equipment dates back to 2002. In 2018, the company committed an estimated $650 million to its operations in Tarkwa and Damine mine, with plans to further invest around $1.2 billion in Tarkwa and Damine mines. He continues to say that since it says Goldfields Ghana, through its subsidiary Aboso Goldfields Limited, issued a demobilization notice to its contract miner, Engineers and Planners Company Limited, EMP, in a letter dated 4th September 2023. Based on the demobilization notice and an agreement in principle between the top hierarchy of EMP and Goldfields at meeting held in Accra, EMP applied to the NPP government in 2024 for a no objection letter to engage on a potential takeover pathway. Then it says the no objection letter was only issued by the then Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable John Abu Jinapo, on the 27th of March 2024. Now, in a letter dated 11th November 2025, Goldfields then wrote a letter to the minister recommending EMP to be allowed to continue to operate the mine after April 18, 2026. Based on the 11th November 2025 letter from Goldfields, the Ministry of Lands wrote a letter dated 8th December 2025, including EMP in the transition process. I guess that Rafiq Mahama has, I guess that he set the record straight on this. Yes.
It's the same thing I say. I haven't changed.
Yeah.
He hasn't
Yeah.
changed anything
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he has changed anything from what I said. The fact that he has been a local contractor way back.
Nobody has said he's not a local contractor.
So way back
Because
during
even
the-
under Kufuor standard,
So Kodotu Mbuafu wants me to ask you.
So
that
let me
do you
finish.
expect
Let
the
me
women-
finish.
He said, do you expect the women to keep menstruating without any support, whilst the factory is being built?
Please, all this time, what were they doing?
Whilst you are building the factory, do the women stop menstruating?
It's a political baby joke.
No, some of the fans use for.
Okay, let me also speak
Gentlemen,
because
I guess
Sam
that,
is here to finish his this thing. I wanted to hit on his communication thing, but since they brought him here to do it, after that,
no,
you
I
can
guess
bring
without
him back.
it because
Oh, let me
we
just
give the
end
minister
on this one. Oh, but you made
no,
me
I
speak.
beg,
I
I
haven't
beg you.
spoken.
I beg
Oh,
you.
I was responding to. I was responding to your
Let's
message.
respect- let's respect the
I was
minister.
responding to your
Sam
message.
is
No.
my brother. You can give
we give him 9 o'clock. Let's respect.
It's
We'll find
8:57. Give me 1 minute.
Okay, just 1 minute. We'll find it. 1 minute. Yes.
Now, my brother was talking plenty that we left this economy in a bad state and blah, blah, blah. When they were leaving office, they had borrowed a whopping $21 billion. He said, we have borrowed more than any other government. $21 billion. When Nanado was leaving, he had borrowed 20.818.
Locally
The
or
difference-
internationally?
I'm talking about dollars. I said dollars. I didn't say cedis.
Oh,
The
you can still
difference-
borrow
please,
dollars locally.
My brother. Oh, the difference is there to state that under Mahama 2016 borrowed more than any government in this Fourth Republic.
Okay.
1 year they borrowed 11.93. It's scary.
Look,
1
Ghana's
year,
economy,
it's scary.
as at the time MPP was
Let us stop
leaving,
this.
this is a car, the car would have been written off.
All right.
Ghana's economy, as at the time MPP was leaving,
So, gentlemen-
economy that you told people that
When we were coming into office, you people are caused
We can't pay.
blunder
No,
in
no,
the
no, no.
banking
No,
sector.
no, no.
Pratap Singh is a member of the MPP's communication team, and also Mr. Gentlemen, I beg you, please. Theophilus Jimega is also a member of the NDC's communication. He's an engineer and also a private legal practitioner as well. He's a man of many hats and had many parts. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, so don't go anywhere, please, because the sector minister, the Minister for the Communications, and also MP for Ningo Pram Pram, Samuel Nete George, also known as Jata George, is our guest next. Please don't go anywhere.
And now he said.
Start your Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future. The Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. Hooray! And to commemorate this milestone, the Ghana Exim Bank is hosting a 2-day international conference on the theme, A Decade of Enabling Export Trade and Industrial Transformation, Resetting GEXIM for the Next Frontier. The event takes place on the 25th to 26th of March at the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, 8 a.m. each day. President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will perform the official opening of the conference. Special guest and speaker, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosue-Jari, Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Conference host is Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank. For inquiries, call 0208-541-480 or visit eximbankghana.com/conference to register. Media partners, Daily Graphic, Media General, The Multimedia Group, City FM, Radio Gold and Channel 1 TV. And knowledge partners include IFC and SME Finance Forum.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
Me didn't Mr. Frammy Kalika, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Frammy once now.
Hey, that's you.
Improve car.
Yeah.
Captain was key to double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Frammy sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Come tom preko.
When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow, it is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Pro Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation, with special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Pro Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April 2026 at the Kwo Convention Center in Praeso Hills. Go to www.kwobusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Kwo Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
All right, so I promised, or we promised, and we have delivered. And the man is here. He's the Member of Parliament for the Ningo Pram constituency. And he's also the Minister for Communications, Technology and Innovation. I hope I got it correctly.
Communication, digital technology,
yes, and innovations.
innovations.
Charlie, you're a big man. Yeah. You're a big man. You're a big man. Sam George.
My brother Moro, morning.
So Sam George is here for one single reason. It has to do with the SIM registration. Initially, I had joined a bandwagon where people were saying that SIM re-registration, but I've listened to his explanation and the strong arguments that he has put out in favor of this all-important national exercise. And I think that I would want to agree with him that this is the registration properly so. And that's why I agree with him that it's a registration. But those who are saying it's a re-registration, I mean, you're free to do so. I think that it's perspectives and how you see things, and so I can grant you that. But Samonete George is with us here. You do know that he was one of the pioneers of Good Morning Ghana. He was on this platform fairly regularly when my predecessor was here, Dr. Randy Abbey. But of course, at the time, he was in a position so he could make more time. But we have given him a job to do, and we're saying that we give him a sector as taxpayers to oversee and run that sector. And so it may not necessarily be that fair to expect me to be as regularly as he used to be on the show. I've had some of you, many of you asking me, George, no me call Good Morning Ghana, and I keep telling you that he will be here. But this is how we intend to reassure him or to reconnect him to his roots, which is the Good Morning Ghana. We're starting with a 101 because we need to understand, first of all, what the mandate of his ministry is briefly. We'll talk about, his constituency. We'll talk about how it has been. This is the first time he's become a minister. What have been some of the highs and lows. He tells us that he's now a new Samuel Nate George. What does that mean? What was he before and what is he now? And then also, we'll then narrow our conversation to the SIM registration. But he's also made us a promise that he's somebody who doesn't forget his roots. One of the reasons why the people of Ningo Pram are proud of him, perhaps to have him as his member of parliament, and I'm sure that the president is proud to have him as his minister, is because he doesn't forget his roots. He knows where he's coming from. He's proud of where he's coming from. And so, yes, from time to time, occasionally, he's going to be on the show. But of course, if the minister is joining on your show, what it means is that you ought to give him somebody else who he can have a certain kinds of conversation with, which of course is in line or is in keeping with what we do here on Good Morning Ghana. We bring top-notch quality communicators. You've got to be able to hit a certain standard to appear on the show. Sometimes the politicians fight us, but we understand. They say, we have somebody for you. We talk to the person, we notice the person is not there yet. No, we're not saying wabong, we're just saying that you've got to bid your time before you appear on this platform. So that's a promise he's made us. If I was talking to him often, but we have to just fix a few things and we're good to go. So Samuel Nate George is with us here. He's a very good friend of mine, except that in the last few, I've been trying to reach him in the last few attempts. A busy man, but he makes time to call back if he has the time. Charlie, we're grateful for having you.
Well, thanks so much, and it's a pleasure to be back home.
Yes.
Home is where the heart is, and this is home. I mean, my political journey and story cannot be complete without a chapter on Metro TV.
Absolutely.
Starting from the cantonment area all the way till we moved here. I remember first times I would get on the show, and Randy would school me both on set and off set, and the progression, and and to who we are today. I mean, Metro's been a big part of that journey, and for that I say thank you. Thank you to you, thank you to the viewers who've had to endure me on their sets. It's been almost 15 months since I was last on this set.
Wow.
It's been a long time.
Wow.
It's been a long time, but it feels natural to be back home and back here.
15 months. How has the journey been so far? What has been some of the exciting times, the highs and the lows? When you listen to public feedback, what people are saying about your ministry, your person, what's been your own assessment?
Well, I think that it's been a very rewarding journey. Rewarding in the sense that it's allowed for me to experience life from the other side. This is the first time I've been appointed minister. I wasn't made a deputy minister first. A number of my colleagues were deputies before becoming substantive ministers. President Mahama was gracious enough to appoint me as a minister directly. And to a ministry that I believe lies at the heart of everything governance. Today, there is nothing you can discuss, whether it's education, healthcare, agriculture, finance, transport, without technology at the base of it. And so we're basically an enabler of the entire whole of government approach. And so it's a critical part of the entire government machinery. And being trusted in there to reset the sector after what appeared to be 8 years of stagnation and atrophy has been a great task. We've set ourselves to it. It's been a lot of work. Moreover, for a tech ministry, you go in there and the legislation there is years old, years old. I mean, some of the legislation were 23 years old.
Wow.
For a tech ministry that I said to my directors at the first management meeting, I said to them that our legislative framework did not belong to a ministry of tech in the world of AI. They belonged to a museum. They ought to have been put as artifacts somewhere. And so we set ourselves to redoing all the legislation. There are 11 agencies, a very huge ministry.
Right.
The ministry's got 11 agencies under it. There's 11 agencies, there's a World Bank project, and then there's the ministry itself. And so we've set our sights on it, and we've started the reworking of all 11 pieces of legislation in total, and we're introducing a few new legislation as well. So in total, we're working on a slew of about 15 new pieces of legislation. That's work that's progressing steadily. We also set our sights on the cost of data, and especially for big data users. We did the data, set up the data reduction committee. They looked at it, the data pricing committee. They came up with the model which the ministry accepted. It was a stakeholder engagement between the MNOs, citizens, society, CSOs as well. We saw a 10% increase in value, which is equivalent to a 10% decrease in price for all users on Telecel and Airtel Tigo, and then a 15% increase for users on MTN. And then we also saw the increases in big data bundles. I mean, in some instances, you saw almost 300% increase, because for those who used to pay 350 CDs and get 92 gig, you now pay $399 and you get 216 gig. From 92 gig to 216 gig. I mean, that's about over 240% increase. Those are real victories we've delivered to the people of Ghana. There was the DSTV issue as well, where we decided that, look, people must get value for what the government is doing. When the CD is stable, when inflation is dropping, it must reflect on the prices of the people. In the absence of a consumer protection framework, legal framework for consumer protection, you have to have ministers stand up and own up to take private enterprise head on, not because we are anti-private enterprise, but simply because we have a responsibility both to private enterprise and to the citizens as well. I mean, the story about the entire DSTV thing is public knowledge, but I'm happy that for those who said it was a promo, for those who gave all kinds of interpretations to it, we're on. It's almost 6 months since the directive was given, people are paying less and getting more. So today, previously, before Sam George became minister, if you wanted to watch the Premier League and Champions League, you needed to pay about 570.
Right.
Today, you need to just pay 380 Ghana. You want to watch the Premier League, at first you needed to pay 380. Today, you need to pay 190 cedis. That is real savings we put in the pockets of ordinary Ghanaians. And for me, I take a lot of the feedback as criticism, constructive or otherwise. We take it on board, we take it along as part of the work that we do. I mean, one of the biggest drawbacks has been when you set out to fight for the Ghanaian people, and some of the Ghanaian, not all, some of the people who you're fighting to benefit for actually take sides against you. But I understand the political landscape and where we sit. But all in all, I think that we're in a fantastic shape. We've done our national AI strategy. It's gone through cabinet. Cabinet has approved it. His Excellency the President will launch the national AI strategy on the 24th of April. For me, it's a very key part of the work that we've done in the last 13, 14 months that I've been minister, working on this national AI strategy to make sure that it redefines our national outlook and how we deploy artificial intelligence across board. And so, yes, there's a lot of work that we've done that we still have to do, and we'll continue to serve our nation and our people as much as we can.
Mm. You set on a pathway to building a digitally skilled population with the introduction of the 1 million coders program. Where are we?
So the 1 million coders program was launched sometime in April, I believe about April 16th or about last year, as part of the president's flagship programs. And so we set out to run it. And let's be clear, the 1 million coders is a presidential flagship program. And all presidential flagship programs are run by ministers. And so, but when we looked at it as a ministry, and don't forget, the 1 million coders is something that I would say has been a personal baby of mine.
Yeah.
When I was deputy chair of the communications committee for the manifesto in 2020 with my big brother, the late Edward Omani Boama, as chair of that committee in 2020, we floated this idea of the 1 million coders. So when you take the People's Manifesto of 2020, you see the 1 million coders program in there. Then in 2024, I was chair of the subcommittee. We brought it back again, and now I find myself as minister implementing it. And so there's a certain soft spot I have for that project, to see it executed in a certain way, which is what we sold to the candidate and now president that has made it a presidential special initiative. When it comes to the 1 million coders, we ran the pilot. Look, the pilot was supposed to be for just 500 people.
Right.
We had 94,000 applicants. And so we try to scale up, because for a pilot, you don't want to roll out full scale, because you're going to test, you're going to see how the program is going to run before you go full scale. And because this is a very important program, we took our time to run the pilot, see how the graduates have transitioned, what's the transition for them. Because I keep saying that for me, 1 million coders is not just about ticking a political box and saying we've trained 1 million people. No. The 1 million coders is about transforming the lives of Ghanaians. So for us, it goes beyond just saying you've trained the people. What's the progression path for them? And so we've looked at, we took the pilot. I know a lot of people applied and they've been waiting to hear from us.
Yeah.
Thankfully, where we are now, and don't forget, you've got a lot of things that you have to do. It's interagency within the ministry. So I've got an implementation committee that's chaired by my deputy, the Honorable Mohammed Adam Suparu. And what you then have is you have representation from GIFEC, you have representation from the Accra Digital Center, or the Ghana Digital Centers, and then you have representation from Kofi Annan as well.
Sure.
And now we have implementing teams in all of these agencies. So we've gone around, we've looked at all the way the pilot went, and we're confident that by the end of April, per the timelines that the implementation committee briefed me on last week, by the end of April, we should be in a position to open full-scale training. I mean, this year we're looking to train about 400,000 people just this year alone.
Okay.
So we've worked collectively. What we've done is we've tried to do this at as little cost to the government as possible.
Right.
So most of the trainings are running on the Coursera model.
What's that model?
Coursera. So Coursera is an online learning platform. People go there, you pay. The courses are certified by multiple universities. So you don't have to be a student of the university, but you can take the course. And if eventually you choose, there are universities that recognize those certificates. And so when you go to apply for a regular program, say tomorrow you apply to do a cybersecurity course in one of those international universities, the fact that you've completed a model actually counts towards your credit hours.
Okay.
So it's internationally recognized certificates, and we've worked with our partners, Google, MTN, Huawei, Telecel, to Microsoft, to build the partnerships. And so we've got a number of these certificates that are available to us, which we're going to put at the disposal of our people. Now, they're in multiple disciplines, be they cybersecurity, data protection and data forensics, AI, animation, digital literacy. There's quite a number of models. And we have multiple layers. We've got the beginner and basic, then you've got intermediate, then you've got advanced. So someone can actually pick a career path, and on the 1 Million Coders program, start as a beginner, complete the training, move from there to intermediate, complete the training, move from there to advanced, and have certificates for all of this, which are internationally recognizable. And for us, the main issue is the transition after they finish the training. What do they do with that training? So we're working with a group, we've signed an MOU with a group, II Africa, that's going to take 100,000 of our graduates and place them in remote jobs. So it's a lot of work that's going on behind the scenes, because we didn't just want to train people and have them sitting there. So we're building the full chain, and every agency plays its own role in the execution of the project. I'm very confident that, per the timelines, I think by end of March or early April, the portal will be open. All the 94,000 who applied previously already have their login details. Those login details are still active. They'll just pick their courses. And what we want to do is bring the learning centers as close to people as possible, so people can learn in their own communities. We're setting up these learning centers through GIFEC CICs, through our regional information centers, and then through centers that the members of parliament are helping us set up. We're putting 50 laptops in each learning center to allow people learn. The team is on the field working to ensure that the deployment of these devices are done. But I'm confident that before the end of this year, we will have a fantastic story of delivery for 400,000 young Ghanaians. We're working with some universities as well, University of Mines and Technology, University of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And there's several other institutions that have reached out to us, but we'll scale up the deployment as we go along the line. But the 1 Million Coders is a critical tool that's going to scale, reskill, and upskill the people of our country.
Okay. And you can assure us that the 400,000 targets that you've set for yourself is very, very achievable. It's very attainable.
Easily attainable.
Okay.
Easily attainable. You know, if we're able to by June complete all the integrations we want to do with the tertiary institutions alone, who have requested to be part of the program. Just look at you have over 460,000 students in the universities. Now you see the way the universities run ComSkills, and every student takes it. That's the same model we're looking to roll out. So you're going to have our tertiary students being able to get a skill, a skill that's relevant for the world of AI, irrespective of whatever course they're doing. And then apart from that, you then have the learning centers. So that's why I said it's a lot of work that's being done. And we're actually carrying out studies. There are studies that are going, we're working with the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Ebo Texan and his team, to actually do a baseline study, so that at the end of year 1, at the end of year 2, year 3, we can publish a report that says, this is the number of people we trained. This is what the training has done for them in terms of economic value, what the economic value to our economy is. So I'm not just running this as one of those political guns, 1 million people. No. It goes beyond that. It's to what the real impact will be on the people. So yes, it's taking us time. And for me, I always say that I would rather move slow and steady and be sure that when I roll out, it's a perfect or near to perfect system than to rush and then have issues along the line that affects people. No. And the courses are such that you can learn at your own pace. You can learn from you have your own tablet. You can go online with your login on our portal and learn yourself. You don't have a device. You can go to our learning center. There's a dedicated laptop for you. You log in with your own credentials and work and do the study. So we've taken different demographics into consideration and we're rolling this out. Like I said, by end of April, we'll roll out the centers, the first batch of centers.
Now let's now talk about SIM registration. Sam George, why are you encouraging Ghanaians to basically come along with you to have their SIM cards registered? Those who were alive to see what happened in 2010, where under the Mills regime, I believe it was Haruna Idris, who was then the communications minister, who was encouraging us to do the same. We saw that of ESLA as well. That must have been from 2021 to 2023. And we're back again with the same request to Ghanaians to get their SIM cards registered, I believe from June this year. Why?
Thank you, Mauro. This has been one of the most difficult things I've had to personally deal with, and it's part of the reason. If you watch my vetting, at my vetting I was asked about this and I said we will do it. As a policy direction, I said we will have to redo the SIM registration, because don't forget, I had been one of the loudest critics of the SIM registration exercise ESLA who did. I didn't criticize it because it was ESLA, and I've seen a lot of that. I didn't criticize it because it was NPP. I criticized it because I said the process was not going to deliver a biometrically verified SIM register. I've been justified. When you read ESLA's 2-page response that she issued last week, she admits in her statement that what was left was biometric verification. She claimed she had done Ghana card linkage, but what was left was biometric verification. The question we must ask ourselves, what did we set out to do with the SIM registration in 2021 to 2023? What we set out to do was to do a biometrically verified SIM register. So if the minister who was responsible has issued a 2-page statement, and in that statement, she admits that there was no biometric verification done, and she claims that that was supposed to be a phase 3, it tells you that the exercise that was conducted did not meet the purpose for which it was set out to achieve. And that's what we opposed. And I understand the politics of this. I understand the need for some of our friends to want to spin and skew. It's fine. I'm simply walking my talk. The very things I complained about, today, by the grace of God and by providence, I sit in the chair that has the mandate to fix those problems. I'm not going to come back and complain and say, look, our SIM register is not biometrically verified. I will fix it, because I take a cue from my president. President Muhammad does not whine about the problems, he fixes them. And so in fixing it, we have to do a new register. And the reasons are very simple. Today, the very people, some of the very people who I have seen on social media say, we shouldn't do the registration. Some judges are worrying us. Are the very same people I have seen complain about mobile money fraud. Sister Nie, if referee London, my Sunday.
It's not the fraudsters are there, there.
You know? And it is to deal with all of those. Because today when you complain, we are unable to identify who exactly it is who's holding that SIM. Because, and that's what my predecessor still seems not to get. And the choir behind her. Linking a Ghana card based on the bio data to a SIM card does not mean that you have biometrically verified the ownership of that.
Why not?
So the biodata is simply first name, last name, date of birth, age, or date of birth, height. You know, those are the things on the face of the card. Now, anybody at all who has a Laminex card printing machine can print that card and give you details.
True.
All the person needs is a valid Ghana card number. And when we met with the media, and I had a stakeholder engagement at the NTA with the media, we showed them evidence of this. We showed them 2 Ghana cards that had been authenticated under the ESLA system as valid registrations.
Okay.
So, you know, we did a sample of 2 million, about 2 million cards. Now, of those 2 million cards, about 1.8 said verified per her system. Now, when we decided to drill down to authenticate those 1.8, we saw several instances, and we showed them the card, 2 of the cards at the meeting at the NCA. All the person needed was to get, all I need is to get your Ghana card, your real Ghana card, and pick your Ghana card number. That's all I need. I can create 20 more fake cards that the system will accept.
Wow.
Why? Because when you look at the 2 cards, all that the ESLA system did was when you entered your Ghana card number, it just confirmed and linked that Ghana card number to the SIM card. But what makes your card authentic and any clone I will do fake is that when I run the biometrics, which are stored against your Ghana card and the number in a biometric test environment, that's the only way I can verify that your card is authentic. Just mere looking at the number on the card cannot verify that that card is authentic. Because again, like I said, I can print multiple cards with the same number, different names, different photos, and that's what we showed to the people. We showed them 2 cards with the same Ghana card number that went through as verified under the ESLA system. The photograph of the gentleman was different. First name and last name were different. Date of birth was different. But the system had passed it. And that's why I cannot take that set of data today and just say I'm migrating it onto a new database. What I'll be doing is migrating the inefficiencies and flaws of the failed system of my predecessor. And that's why we all have to do this afresh.
Wow.
Because you see, the only thing on your Ghana card that makes it a unique identifier is not the number, it's the biometrics. Either your fingerprint, which was collected by contact, not contactless. And so because it was collected by contact, you would need to verify it by contact. I've seen some tech people say, oh, you can convert the contactless into a digital identity. Look, please. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. It's the same reason why when you submitted your details to the Electoral Commission, you did a biometric contact registration. They scanned your fingerprints. And that's why when you need to vote, you go there and put your finger on a biometric device, verification device, a BVD. It's contact as well. So you cannot say that you've asked people to use multiple different phones with different camera specifications to take photographs of fingerprints. And then you ask us to match those against contact fingerprints that were taken. So it's either the fingerprint or the facial contours, the facial recognition, which the NIA took. And that's what we've chosen to do. We've chosen to do this new system. And because convenience and comfort of the customer and the citizen is critical, the president has been very clear to me. He said, Sam, you will only be allowed to do this if the Ghanaian people are not put through the hassle and discomfort that they went through in 2021 to 2023. Many people are still suffering from the trauma of that. He said, you won't be allowed to do this. And it was a hard sell through cabinet, I can tell you.
Really?
Because everybody, we had multiple meetings. In fact, the subcommittee of cabinet invited CSOs into the meeting for me to do a presentation to them to convince them.
Wow.
That's how far cabinet took this, to ensure that we had dotted all our I's and crossed all our T's. This process is such that, or you have a smartphone, you will use your own smartphone to do your own registration. And anybody who's bought a smartphone before and you can use your face to unlock your phone. How do we do that? When you buy the phone, you are asked to register your face on your phone. And that is what every time you use your face to look in your phone, it takes a scan of your face and confirms against the biometric you've stored on your phone. That's basically what we're doing. So the system is going to be such that you'll be able to connect directly with the NIA's database, we are not going to take any biometric. In the Esla case, she took biometrics and stored them using a third party. We are not taking anybody's biometrics. We're simply doing a real-time test. So there are no offline registrations in our case.
Okay.
Because you must do the verification in real time. Verify against the NIA's database. Once the facial recognitions match, it will send you an OTP for you to enter and register that number as your primary number.
Okay.
Now, once you register as your primary number, what it then means is if you have multiple numbers, every time you try to register any other SIM of yours, it will send an OTP for verification to your primary number. So nobody can then use your Ghana card to register. Because if anybody tries to use your Ghana card, once you've set up your primary number, when the person tries to do the registration, what happens is it sends an OTP to you, the owner of the original phone. You need to confirm that OTP before that other registration will go. Now, the other thing we're doing here, which is different from what Esler did, is we're building a central equipment identity register. Now, what that does is it allows us to take all the IMEIs, which are like the unique DNA fingerprints of every device in the country, allows us to match the IMEI of every device to the SIM in the card. So we know that Moru's number is this. This is a SIM number. We know that this is his device he's using. And we also do a third leg of it, which is a linkage to your Ghana card. So now for the first time, you're having a tripartite linkage. The SIM, the device, and the Ghana card. So we have a 360-degree view of every citizen who is using a platform. Now what that does for us is, for those involved in mobile money fraud, if the complaint is made and it is verified, the SIM is blocked immediately. Not just the SIM, the device as well.
Okay.
I keep saying that today the cost of mobile money fraud is 10 Ghana cedis. That's the cost of a new SIM. Because even if we block the SIM, the person just throws that SIM out, goes to the next telco shop, buys a new SIM card for 10 cedis, and is back in business. But now I would be able to have the team at the NCA not just block your SIM, but block your device as well. So now it means for you to come back into business, you have to buy a new phone. So you've increased the cost for the person. But beyond that, if a Ghana card which is linked, so a number is determined to have been engaged in mobile money fraud, the SIM is blocked, the device is blocked, the Ghana card becomes flagged. So the Ghana card is now flagged. We have like a color coding thing. So your Ghana card and everything is fine, it's green. Once it's flagged, it's yellow. Once a Ghana card is yellow, and then we on our system, and then another SIM that is linked to that Ghana card is reported for fraud again. So two-strike system. First strike, your Ghana card is flagged yellow. Once you have a second strike, what happens is we block that second SIM, block the second device, but this time, on the second time, we move your Ghana card from yellow to red, which means that your Ghana card is blacklisted across all platforms. And what the NIA is doing, because we're working with the NIA, is that it means that everywhere you use your Ghana card, be it for banking, healthcare, driver's license, everything you do with your Ghana card, you cannot, anywhere you go and you present your Ghana card, it's blocked.
So that's serious.
Yes. That's the price people must...
You don't have a life.
Yes. Because if you've chosen to engage in a life of fraud, we will fight you with the power of the state. And that's what we're doing here. And so you would realize that individuals will realize that high risk. And that's why I've been raising the case and making the plea to people, please don't register for someone you don't know, who's not your dependent. Because if you register for someone and the person uses it in fraud, you would lose your life, literally. Because your Ghana card is also your TIN number. And so your taxes, your healthcare, your driver's license, you lose all of that. You've literally been blacklisted in the country. And so, but it's a difficult decision we've taken, and it's a step we've taken to sanitize the system. And so for me, I keep saying that except you are a beneficiary of the fraud in the system, this is not something you will fight. But for me, the greatest part of this is the fact that you can do this on your own. You don't need to go anywhere. And Moro, in 2021-2023, the NIA and the NCA and the ministry did not work together. Again, Esla Owusu admits to that in her statement. She says that, yes, she had disagreements. Thankfully, every step of the way, Engineer Edmond Fianco who is my Director General at the NCA, has been lockstep and movement with the Executive Secretary, Mr. Yaira Kuku, of the NIA. But not just there. We've been working with the ORC, the Office of Registrar of Companies. We've been working with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We've been working with the Ghana Immigration Service, the Ghana Police Service, Data Protection Commission, Cybersecurity. It's a multiplicity of agencies we're working with. Right. So you have the whole government machinery backing this process and speaking seamlessly. There are no ego trips here. There are no issues, personal issues affecting the possibility for citizens to do this. Another thing that you had in the previous time was you had a Ghana card penetration at the time of about just 60%.
Yeah.
So you now had people having to go and queue to get Ghana cards. And the whole country, we had only 7 centers that were issuing Ghana cards at the time. Today, we have 294 centers. You have a over 90% penetration of Ghana card. With what we're doing, we're even going to convert our post offices. Our post offices are going to have support centers, a desk to help people register in remote communities. Okay. So you go to a CIC or you go to a post office, there's a team there. We're setting out mobile teams with the MNOs. And the beauty of the mobile team is the mobile teams are going out to do the registration of the SIM card, but the NIA has embedded registration teams in our mobile teams.
Okay.
So if you don't have a Ghana card, you meet the mobile team, they do a Ghana card for you, and then in real time, register your SIM for you. Okay. So this is a well thought through process that we will not see. And for those who have to, for some reason, show up at a shop, there's a booking system. Okay. The way you book for your passports, appointment for passports or for visas, you book. So you don't just have 1,000 people show up at a shop and the place is crowded. You go based on your appointment. And so we've thought through this. I'm confident. I keep saying that the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating. The same way when I tried to explain how what we're done with DSTV will benefit people, and people said, oh, they didn't realize it until people started paying reduced subscriptions and seeing that, oh, I'm paying half of what I used to pay, but I'm getting more. Now people appreciated what we did. It's the same way when we start the process. Hopefully in the 3rd quarter, of this year, because again, I want to make sure that there's a legal backing for what I'm doing. So I'm laying an LI before Parliament. Okay. I'll lay it in May when Parliament comes, returns in May. It will take 21 days, which will take us about the end of June. After that, working with our partners, the MNOs, we'll roll out the process. And I'm confident that when people see that technology is being used to give them comfort and convenience, they'll appreciate the work that the Mahama Reset Agenda is doing relative to SIM registration. So trust the process. Absolutely. And this will certainly be the last time, based on everything you said. I don't see us doing this again. Again, Moro, I keep saying that. Because it's very comprehensive. And Moro, I keep saying that, no, this will definitely be the last time we have to do this. But don't forget, this will be the last time we'll do a mass registration. Right. Registrations will be ongoing. Because, and Moro, I have seen videos, people have shared clips of the CEO of the Chamber of Telecoms on a number of platforms speaking about this process and giving credit to the NCA and the ministry for the process we've gone through. I urge people to go back to 2021 and see what the CEO at the time said about the process. They had issues. They raised questions. The reason why I haven't laid my LI has been ready since December last year. The reason I haven't laid it before Parliament up till now is because I'm waiting on the chamber. I'm working with the telecom companies. They've gone, they made their inputs, they come back, we have a negotiation, a discussion on it. We are doing proper stakeholder engagement. So we're carrying them along. So they know everything we're doing. So I keep saying that the processes are different. This is different from when the minister sat in the ministry, even ignored the the advice, technical advice from the technocrats. Look, this process, I've given policy direction. But technical direction has come from the NCA. And the things that we've been told from the NCA, that's going to make this process as seamless as possible. It's not new people we brought to the NCA. It's the same old people. The DG of the NCA today was Director of Engineering in 2021-23. Yes. They made the same recommendations they've made to me. That is giving us such a seamless process were made to my predecessor, but were ignored. And so what you have is a listening government that is awake to the need to protect the citizens, but not discomfort them in the process of protecting the citizens. So this time, The technocrats are doing their work. We're just guiding the process with policy and ensuring that the right thing is done for the Ghanaian people.
Now, somebody says, how will those using Yam phones register?
There's a USSD approach as well.
Okay.
So there's a USSD code that allows you to do the process, and then you also then have to use one of our mobile centers or our CICs to do the biometric verification. But all of that's been factored in as well.
Reverend Jones Latte, who's watching us from England in the United Kingdom, says, please tell Jatta that when I registered my SIM, I provided my Ghana card. My understanding is that the Ghana card contained my biometrical details.
So yes, the card doesn't, it's not like the biometrics are sitting on the fiscal card.
Right.
So, Reverend, when you provided your card, what should have happened is that the MNO in real time should have, when they purported to have taken your fingerprints, they should have matched it in real time against the fingerprint database at the NIA. That was not done. So that's why I'm saying that there's a big difference between biodata and biometrics. When people take your biodata and match it against that one, anybody at all can generate the biodata. But the biometrics are unique, and that's why the biometric is held by a state institution. Unfortunately, that verification was not done. And that's the problem. But you see, the beauty of this is, Reverend, you're in the UK. The app is available on Android and iOS when we roll it out. It would allow you, irrespective of geography, to do your registration. So you don't need to, previously, people had to travel to come to Ghana just to come and register their SIMs. You don't need to do that. Stay where you are, use the app and register. So people will not lose, like you saw people lose their money in their Momo wallets because they couldn't come down. No, please, your comfort is paramount to President Mahama and the ministry. Stay where you are. If you want to come and visit Ghana for something else, please, you are welcome to come. But you can always say, our students who are outside, students who did the registration and now are schooling outside, they don't need to come back. All of those people lost their numbers in the last registration. What we've done, we're creating a platform that would allow them, irrespective of where they are, all you need is your Ghana card detail. Once you enter your Ghana card detail, wherever you are, you'll be able to register.
You know, for me, what excites me, Sam George, about this is the Momo fraudsters. You know, just recently, I don't know that you saw it. What's her name?
Jocelyn Dumas.
She was complaining about how somebody had, you know, stolen her money from a Momo account, and she was asking the authorities to do something about it.
You see, there are times when working with state, it is. There are times when working with state security, we've tracked a number based on the registration. And more, you end up doing the tracking with the Ghana card detail associated to it, and you go and find there's a 73-year-old bedridden man in some village, in some region somewhere. Clearly, that was not the person engaged in mobile fraud. Somebody used his Ghana card to do the registration. And so you hit dead ends. And that's why we need, but like I'm saying, once we do this process and we do it right, anybody who tries to do mobile money fraud will be able to identify the person, the device they use, will be able to geolocate them. We will fight it in such a way that it will be a very unattractive enterprise for people to engage in. So that's why we need to do this. You know, and you know, not just Joycelyn is speaking about it. There are businesses that have been cloned. There's a very top restaurant in Accra who called me and said, even when you go on Google and you enter the name of that restaurant, it takes you to a fraudster's page, even though they have their own official page they had created with their number. And so people are calling. So they said in the restaurant there, then people show up. I made an order and you asked me to pay upfront for the order. I said, we didn't receive a call from you because there's a clone page. People have called, placed the order, and then they tell you to guarantee your order, transfer money to this number. And it's happening to a number of businesses. We will be able to clamp down on all of those when we do this process.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So there's a gentleman called Nasser. Today I'm not asking a question, my viewers are asking
questions. That's right.
So Nasser says, bro, good morning. I know this is about the same registration. However, this is very important to me. Kindly ask Sam George, what's the status of the AT measure since the business has gone down heavily and why they are still maintaining Timway? I hope I got that correctly. as an aggregator, even though their performance is not fit for purpose in the modern scheme of work. VAS and all other businesses, the company has dipped drastically. What are the immediate plans to revive the business urgently so it doesn't collapse finally? And then, okay, Tommy Nafosa said I should say hello to you.
Good morning, Uncle Tommy.
Yes, he says you're doing a good job.
Thank you, Uncle Tommy.
Right. He says, please, after going through all the registration process and for some reason just want to change your phone, what happens?
So when you change your phone,
okay,
what will happen is the system is going to ask you to link. When you change your phone, what you do is you link your SIM card to the new phone.
Okay.
And on the system, and the IMEI is taking automatically. So once the SIM is inserted in the phone, and you go on to the system, it will pull that out and then it delinks your previous phone. So you don't have to do that manually. The CEIR takes care of that at the back end.
Seamlessly, huh?
Seamlessly.
Okay. And this
on 80,
80, yes.
There is some work we're doing about to get a transaction advisor to run an audit of the business, because like the gentleman said, there are critical systemic challenges with 80. I mean, and I don't know who the gentleman is, but he seems to understand a lot of the things. I don't know if he's the staff of the place or what, or a service provider there, but all the services have dipped, and you cannot fetch water with a basket.
Right.
You need to seal the leakages, but to seal the leakages, you need to identify them. As we speak, 80 has not had its audit reports done since 2022. The last audit report that was done for Airtel Tigo was in 2022. There's a management. It's the prerogative for every state-owned enterprise to file their audit reports at the end of every financial year. That's not been done since 2022.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a lot of work that has to be done to clean up the space and ensure that the right things are done.
Sani Saliu says, I love the way the minister ignores the dogmatic philosophy of his opponents who are on purpose and want to piss him off, making him unsettled during live discussions. He should keep it up, but I want his ministry to do a lot of education and sensitization on this SIM card re-registration. They should use various social media handles, social media influencers, information centers, FMs and TVs to spread the message. This will curb the mischief and also clear up misconceptions. Also ask the minister when DSTV subscribers can expect a cut in their monthly subscription fees, especially now that the CD is stable. Good morning from Sani Saliu. Now, this one, also Nasser says he wants to meet you, the guy who sent the message.
Okay.
Yes, says, I'll connect you
Sure.
to Sam George. Samuel Brian Boabe, a very good friend. More, if Momo Frosters have stolen your last CD, you will support anything that strengthens security. Now, some of us won't be stubborn academy. We will back the government to act, but the NDC must stop politicizing everything next time. Samuel Brian Boabe.
Now, we hear him, and we're grateful.
Alhaji Hamza, your other very good friend, who's he contributes to most of the top programs in this country, and he says that Alhaji Hamza says, "Good morning, my brother. More, I listened to both Honorable Sam George and Director General of the NCA, and I'm a bit confused that we need the re-registration exercise, and we should not forget the fact that it is in the interest of this nation. A lot of cyber crimes in this country are becoming one too many, and the earlier something is done about it, the better. I have no doubt in my mind that Honorable Sam George will live up to expectation. He is one of the hard-working ministers in this government, and we're so proud of him. This attacks and insults from the MPB functionaries is much ado about nothing." And that's from Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm. Papa BCU says, "I think the SIM registration is the way to go to protect all Ghanaians economically, because after carefully listening to Honorable Sam George, this will eradicate all forms of fraudulent activities via the usage and any form of phone." And it says, "Do you know some Ghanaians are owing MTN, but they have switched over to a new number or network? This will totally be eliminated." Papa BCU.
You know, let me just touch on that point. That's something that we haven't highlighted enough.
Sure.
There's a lot of digital lending going on in Ghana today.
Right.
There are a lot of apps and networks and service providers that give loans, soft loans digitally.
Okay.
Now, a lot of them are worried because they can't identify the individuals properly.
Right.
People take the loans, throw the SIM cards away, and move on to another network or another service provider. And there is no central repository that allows for them to understand what is happening in the space. Now, when we do this, and from here, I'm going to the Bank of Ghana. There's a program I'm attending at the Bank of Ghana.
Okay.
We're going to work with the Bank of Ghana to help the digital lenders have visibility of our system.
Okay.
So when they are lending money to you, they know who you are. If you default in one place and then you move, you think you can run away and move to another lender, that lender is able to cross-reference your history from our system, which is going to be integrated with a digital lending platform to know. In the same vein, if you're someone who is faithful and you took a facility, you paid it back, what you've done is you built a credit history of yourself. That makes it possible for you to even go to a traditional bank and say, this is my credit history. The traditional banks can check your history. So this has huge potentials for MSMEs, small-scale businesses, who depend on a lot of these soft loans for cash flow liquidity to be able to run their businesses. Today, many of the lenders are reluctant because they're worried because of the attrition in terms of bad debt. But when we do this system, it allows for people who really need the help to access the help, because then the lenders are able to identify who you are, see your track record of paying, and support you.
We have lots of messages. Unfortunately, we don't have. So, Abdul Hakim, for instance, says, good morning. I'm Alhaji Abdul Hakim from Tamale. And it says, may Allah let us live long and protect us, guide us. Please greet some Josh for me. I lost his contact in my, he's my Thai friend. I don't know whether you know Abdul Hakim. he's one of the specialists to Haruna Jisu. Yes. So,
I've got a lot of brothers and friends in Tamale. The north is like a second home.
You see, it's like a second home. It's like a second home. But some George, you know what? We want to thank you very much for time. So it means we wasted the 2 years, so 21 to 23.
Sadly.
Sadly.
But Abba in Papaba. So anyway. The reset is going to fix all of that. Yeah. And people will see the difference. You see the difference yourself.
Yeah. We actually had quite a number of other questions, but our time is up. Let's do this again. Perhaps we'll do a part 2. And you're my man, so when I call you go come.
Once you call, I go come.
You don't get
I don't get choice.
You don't get excuse.
You don't be excuse. I don't get choice, safe. Once you call, I go come.
So, Nete George
is
MP. We couldn't even talk about your constituency because time is not our best friend. But it's fine. It's fine. Like I said,
we'll come back again.
Yes, we'll do another one again. He's a Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. Thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure is mine, Moro. Thank you so much.
And this is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Good Morning Ghana. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you did. Yes, I can tell. Yes, you did. You missed him. We brought him. Anyway, my name is Audu Moro and I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
This International Women's Day, Metro